Yeah, I sure. When the downtown lights start to come out at night, we go insane, we go insane. And when I arrive, I start to lose my mind. I go insane, I go insane. Cause they told me you take too much. Yeah, I sure do, so I can feel that now. If they only knew how this was, yeah, they would too, just to feel that now. Cause I ain't got no friends, I ain't got nobody. All I got ahead is a moonlit road. Friends, I ain't got nobody. All I got ahead is a moonlit road. When the downtown lights start.
Bro, you been fucking going to Vitality or no? You gotta start going to that, bro. They got the fucking red light beds.
I don't even know where it is.
There's one in towards downtown on 4th Street, and then there's one right by you. It's a med spa. Okay. Yeah, they have everything. If you want it, they have the IVs, they have the facials, they have all of that shit. In addition to that,
like
they
hangover IVs.
Yes.
Think of it as like a recovery center.
Okay.
Recovery center.
Not only hangover IVs, but the glutathiones, all that shit, like the proteins and all that. But then they can do tests as well if you need testosterone, TRT, or whatever. But the main thing is like the
for real?
Yes.
You can just ask for it?
Pretty much. They do your fucking blood test, and if you're below 400, they're like, okay. Just pay for it. That's it. That's it. And if you don't feel like having
if you're above 400, are they going to say no?
Above 400, they're going to be like,
you don't need it. They're going to tell you don't need it.
We'll get you.
You don't need it, but we'll still sell it to you.
But the best part is like the cold and hot tub. So I've been doing with Aussie every Saturday. We're meeting up, and I'm in that for 11 minutes. I'll break it up again. I'm not a big pussy, bro. I'm not doing 11 minutes on my own in one time. Yeah. But we'll do that, and then he's got the
funny watching him
red light sauna, red light beds,
red light stuff.
Yeah, red light. Then PMF.
They have like 3 or 4 different modalities that include red light in them.
I have my own red light stuff.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was saying red light.
I love that. Oh dang! I've already seen this episode. Can you change it?
Okay. We're live.
I didn't know my legs were gonna be showing. I thought this was gonna be like one of my Zoom calls. I'm like, I get anything I want below.
Okay.
You want to bring down that microphone a little bit? It's
how would
blocking this camera right here.
How would you?
Sorry, this camera.
How would you like me to bring it down?
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, just the arm of it?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah, but then it stretches too much. This is my problem.
Much. So bringing it a little bit and twist the microphone, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is really locked. Let me just loosen this. There we go. We do need a little slack.
Yeah. That's why I always
put this down before.
That's what.
Like an idiot.
That's why I always tell her, just a tip, babe, just a tip.
There we go.
You can bring it in a little tad bit too.
Yeah, that's. How about that, Mickey?
Let's see here.
Let me go live.
That's much better.
Yeah, all right, cool. That'll work.
Are we live already?
Yeah, it looks like we're live already.
Oh, we've been live?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
That's cool.
So, welcome back, guys. We got Matt back in the house. It's funny, we just mentioned that he was on the pod. It was February 27th.
Yeah.
So, almost a year now, about 10 months. So Matt's got 2 things, actually. He's got lawn and
a bunch of shit.
Well, I'll let him explain that, actually. So,
but more than, Matt's been my friend. He's very, super intelligent guy. He's been always hustling. But more than anything, Matt is a connoisseur of Coronas that are laced with tequila. Like he's been on that. He's been on that
Yeah.
little Corona tequila wave for a minute before, and I haven't seen
How
him
do you
drink.
even down that?
Bro, you just drink. Matt,
don't even
Matt will tell you
notice.
about it.
You
Yeah,
don't even
notice
notice.
that the tequila's there. Okay.
He's been shooing away all those flies with tequila, bro. Fuck the lime.
Yeah. No, they're dangerous. They're dangerous, especially after you get past number 1. They're just
The cure to the vid right
the
there.
tequila cancels out the Corona. Corona cancels out the tequila. It's like water. It's like just trying to hydrate, and next thing you know, you're in Cozumel.
I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit. You lying. You lying.
That was that loaded Coronas, man.
Loaded Corona.
Oh,
I've had it.
yes.
He made me drink it.
I'm not
Yes, it is.
Our
made
buddy
me
Pat.
drink
Our
one,
buddy
yes.
Pat. He's like 6'6", big guy. It takes a lot to get after him. Nah, he's
3 down. He's goat.
Dunzo.
Yeah.
Dunzo.
6'6" and what?
Sounds
About
like my
3,
next drink.
250? Yeah, bro. Loaded
He's
Corona is
over it.
where
He's
it's
You
at.
know, because lately I've been drinking tequila. Like if there's not rum that I enjoy, I'll drink the tequila,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
there is. But with Corona,
Bro, it's
Give it a
good.
shot,
It's
man.
good. It's good.
Hey, they both work with a lime.
I mean,
just
that's
saying.
true.
I'm just
That
saying.
is very true.
Yeah.
Can't contradict that thought.
Yeah.
Guys, quick thing. Sponsor, Vitality, flooded in the chat. But yeah, don't want to break up. But yeah, it's 11. It's this. I don't know. Like if, I mean, I wish we were kind of like girls, you know, because it's 1, 1, 11. You know, the number of the episode.
Oh,
is
dude.
1,
I'm
1,
not-
1.
Dude, I
know.
checked my star chart today, and I'm
Yeah,
like, I need to
angel
be
numbers
on
as
this
well.
episode.
Angel numbers as well. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not on this episode.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bad things might happen.
Yeah.
My zodiac sign, retrograde from Mars. So
Yeah.
I had to be on this one.
Yeah, when it's at the stop sign, right?
Exactly,
The retrograde.
Exactly.
Corner of a roundhouse. Yeah. And
I
you
feel
know,
like-
from now on, when I get fucked up at work, I'm gonna be like, I'm an Aquarius. I'm sorry. You know, like that's what I'm gonna
I
start
feel like
doing.
once we hit 100, I was like, I'm not even gonna pay attention to the rest of the numbers. And after this, like, that's
Sorry,
it.
police officer. I sold heroin. So what? I'm an Aquarius. You know, I mean, it only makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I have this post, right, Miggy? Can you share this real quick? So, after seeing this post, I don't feel too bad, right? Like, so they put this rock.
Oh, so you
know?
do know what I was talking about with the rock that your brother
Oh,
sent
that
me.
rock. Okay, I thought you
I
meant
asked,
like
him-
rock.
I asked
rock.
him before the
I'll say
pod.
your brother sent it to
Yeah,
me.
right. I asked him before the pod, like, oh, you saw the rock your brother sent? He's like, the rock. I'm like, okay, we'll talk about it.
A rock. I thought it was like Dwayne Johnson, the rock, you know. So, but anyway, somebody posted this rock, and they're like, just anything for people to fucking argue about. And lo and behold, they're a bunch of trolls and whatever. But you can tell there's some that are like really going into this and fucking arguing, like really arguing. So our last post we put, by the way, shout out to Michael Sartain and MOA. I was him talking about stuff, right? Like the whole point of the reel was like, don't be afraid, post that meme, you know, don't be afraid that like your company might say something or people might think of you differently. Doesn't matter, just post the meme, right? And these fucking people took this shit to another fucking level, bro. When I say people are dumb, they're fucking dumb. To the point where someone commented that if you buy dinner or gifts for your wife, that's prostitution. I'm like, how does this make any fucking sense in your head? You know what I mean?
How'd they
And,
get there?
it's like, and I couldn't understand where the fuck is this coming from. And then I saw this post. I was like, well, okay, never mind. Like, I can see it. If they're gonna fucking argue about this thing, then like, just
This
people are
isn't
just fucking
this isn't
weird,
the
man.
first time in social media we've seen a post like this, right? Like purposely meant just to have people argue in the chat over nothing. And like I think it's hilarious that things like this go viral. Like for example, remember the egg?
Yeah,
The egg that had like the most likes on
yeah.
Instagram for a while or whatever.
yeah.
I mean, it just proves that social media will attract any kind of bullshit and make it big.
Everybody's got a hill that they're willing to die on. And so like if they're ready to like argue about their thing, they're gonna stick around until they get the last word in.
Yeah.
They got nothing better to do. They're probably laying on their couch, just definitely sitting on the toilet. And yeah, they got all day.
Just don't care.
All
Just
day,
want to
yeah.
go at it.
No,
Yeah.
see, to me, like when I go on social media, like I'll see something, I'll like it, or I'll reshare it, repost, whatever it is, right? Like I'll do some of that stuff, right? But overall, like I'll see a controversial topic and it'll get me, you know. But then I'm like, wait a minute, like track back. Why are you even getting triggered about this? Like this is nothing, and you just brush it over and you go over. But I don't like.
Do you chime in?
No.
If you see something going down in the comments,
I've-
you gotta like get your jab
The
in
amount
there.
of times I've written in comments, because I have like a lot of PC pages I follow right after building my computer, And people go in there and like, for example, a lot of times people like ask like, "What's the best headphone?" or "What do I do with this?" Blah blah. And I'll read the comments and I kind of want to be like, "Bro, why the fuck are you being an asshole to this guy? Like he just asked a question or whatever." Yeah. And I'll write out the comment. I'm like, "But it's not even worth me doing this." And I'll like go away. Yeah, I never put.
So the only time I chime in, it's our own post, and somebody posts some dumb shit, and I'll be like, "Hey, like good
Those
good
are the
idea."
worst ones.
Yeah,
to respond
good
to.
idea, but you might want to rewatch the video because it's not what it's about, right? You know what I mean? And like the attention span is so fucking small on people that they're putting like little videos of cars just like jumping and doing shit, But
I think that's crazy. Like when that first came around, I didn't understand what it was. Right? You watching like some weird GTA video, but then at the same time, it's like another like video from a podcast or some clip from whatever, right? It's like, why the fuck are they doing this? And then you're telling me like, yeah, it's because they need to keep people's attention.
Yeah.
And so it's like, because if they get bored of this, they kind of instantly can switch to something, and it keeps them on that same post for longer.
Well, anyway, I have another controversial topic. A couple of.
Oh, that was
today.
controversial. The Rock is controversial.
Yeah,
The Rock.
Yeah, we're settling it. It's a controversial topic. Okay.
Yeah, but I want so tell me more about the lawn. Like, how's it going? How are things going now with the lawn marketing for the lawn service companies?
Well, it's good because I work with a lot of companies that actually deal with providing rocks and other landscaping materials.
Yeah, see the segue
so
on this one?
that was actually a really good one. I know what you were doing, so I appreciate that.
You must think that was on purpose.
You must be a big fan of Cam Patterson.
Rocks. I like rocks. You know what he's talking about?
I have no clue, but I'm gonna just laugh and nod.
Can I pull up a clip?
You're going to pull it up. You ever heard of Kill Tony, the podcast? Podcast / show. So Tony Hinchcliffe has this thing.
They showed me this still not long ago. I didn't know what the fuck they're talking about. So don't feel bad. This is not a this is generation after.
No,
us.
it's not. Oh my god. But
put your headphones on. Otherwise, you won't know what the fuck's going on.
Basically, he has this show where he brings on new comedians and they do 1 minute.
Yeah, I've seen this. I didn't.
Right?
I don't know the name of it, but I've seen these.
So this guy comes on. He's like, I like rocks.
All right.
I don't think
we should know about you. What's something interesting about you?
I'm not retarded, but I like rocks. I just like how they feel. You know what I'm saying?
I like how
they feel real good. I got this one. It just feel
goodness.
good.
Is that a rock?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
But
I like this one. I got this outside earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Have you always done that?
Yeah. I just like the way they feel. They just make me go to sleep and shit.
And then there's another clip where he's doing another minute, right? They bring him onto the show again.
Is he the Kill Tony guy or
Kill Tony is the one on the right. Looks like a rat.
Oh, okay,
that one, yeah.
So we don't even know who that guy is.
His name is Cam Patterson. He actually blew up after doing his minute on Kill Tony. This made him blow up. He's like doing touring and stuff with other comedians and shit. But he goes on the show again, and this show they always bring on guests. Like, so for example, they had Joe Rogan and Tom Segura at that time, right? And they bring him on again, and he like telling the guests like, oh yeah, we had him on. Cam went viral, and he starts explaining. He's like, fuck, I gotta explain this shit again. Everyone coming up to me and asking me about the rocks, man. What the fuck?
He's got a great business plan too. On the website, you get a Kill Tony white T-shirt and a rock with your purchase.
Okay, all right.
Just a rock, bro.
Just a rock,
you get
bro.
a rock just wherever they want.
You think he's gonna start a trend? We're gonna start seeing people carry around rocks to sue them.
They already. There's people that are crazy enough to walk around with rocks already on them.
What?
Yeah, and they give it to him, and yeah, it's weird.
Oh
He's
yeah, I've
created
seen
a whole
that.
entire culture behind
Rocks.
I mean,
yes.
Not that there wasn't before with the girls with the crystals and stuff, but
He just likes rocks.
All right.
he likes smooth rocks.
So tell me, because you were in Miami, right?
I was, yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it's good. So,
Party animal.
I was in Miami, not for the
I'm in
normal
Miami, bitch.
Miami stuff. I cannot stand Miami. It is. I live in Tampa, the Tampa Bay area. Tampa Bay area is it's a slower Miami. You have everything that Miami has except for the prices and except for like all the fake Latinas maybe.
Yeah.
But other than that, Tampa is.
Wait, did you
just
say
as
big
good
booty
if-
Latinas? Did
I
you
said
say
fake.
big booty
I
Latinas?
said the fake Latinas.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I do not look.
If
at
you were
their
to
body
describe
parts.
Miami in a couple of words, one or a couple of words, what would you say?
Overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
That's one word.
What about you?
Honestly, I like
In
that.
one word,
Overrated,
Miami?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's.
Not one word. You can use couple. It's
Okay.
okay. You can be descriptive.
Full as fuck.
Yeah.
I hate how much, like, the traffic. I hate that.
I mean, that's just city life.
I hate
That's yeah. So I'm going back to Miami for the same thing in March, and I had to like plan out my flight today. And I'm like, oh man, do I leave at 5:00? Risk that traffic, which is gonna be forever from the Uber from the hotel to the. So I'm leaving at like 8, so I can leave by like 4:30 to hopefully get to the airport on time. But yeah, I hate Miami. There's no point of it.
If I were to describe Miami, it would be an armpit of a 2-week-old hippo. That's how I would describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where does that come
Yeah,
from?
you-
I
been thinking
don't,
about
that's
that,
just
huh?
that's just the vibe I
What
get about
the
Miami.
fuck?
fuck, Jay?
Yeah, it's an armpit of a fucking 2-week-old dead hippo.
Wait. So it's a dead baby hippo.
No,
that's armed.
the hippo that's been dead for 2 weeks.
Oh.
The armpit of the
Oh,
It's
okay.
very descriptive.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, I would have just
Yeah.
like we
because
just
it's
said,
like
expensive,
rancid.
Fool.
It's rancid. It's all smushed together, with Latinas with big butts, and just
I didn't
like
say
just
that.
fat rolls on fat rolls of like greed and just it's fast like a hippo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they can run like
Fast.
30 miles
Hippos
an
are
hour.
fast.
Okay.
Hippos are fast as shit, bro.
I've seen some hippos move
mean-
fast in the water.
I know they
Yeah.
swim. They could probably swim pretty fucking quick.
Yeah. What do you think people do in Miami, or how do they?
Okay.
I didn't say it.
Yeah. You know, it
Gotta
wasn't
get-
too long ago until I
it
found
was
out
on
why
purpose.
people called us wetbacks.
Bruh.
Wait,
Staying-
what?
Staying away from that one.
Wait, what? What you?
Staying away from that.
Well, I mean, he's Cuban, so go ahead, say your piece.
So why are us Caribbeans? You just figured that out, Mickey?
No, it took me a long time. I just didn't now figure it out, but it took me a long time. Like I found this out like 3 years ago, which I think I should have known this.
Wait, why?
What?
How'd you find out? What was that interaction like?
A lot of thinking.
A lot of thinking. Oh, so you just randomly like came
It just
upon
popped
this
in your
thought?
head and you
No,
were just
somebody
like...
told me. Somebody told me. 'Cause
But,
I'm like-
okay, so what does that mean? Is
'cause
it
I
the
was
same
like,
thing
why are
I'm
you
thinking?
calling me a wetback? What the fuck does that mean?
You
Yeah.
swim here, bro.
You swam through a river or
River.
a large body of water
Mm.
to get over, so you're a wetback.
I always thought it was a wet bag.
No, wet
No,
back.
wet back.
My back is wet.
Oh.
I'm swimming
See, we
here.
all
So
learned
I was
everything.
today years old then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
The more you
Wet
know.
bag. I figured like wet bag because they like carry their clothes. With
Bro,
them. I don't know.
these racist names as Latinos were given are very basic. Wet bag, beaner. Like we just eat beans. Like I don't get it.
Yeah,
Do they have
it's stupid.
do they
bro.
have slurs for you guys?
For us,
Yeah.
we're called black back home.
Oh,
Like
for you
literally,
guys.
yeah.
No, but like American slurs. Like,
Oh.
I don't.
Like you
I don't
said,
think
cracker.
there's enough of us out there.
I mean, cracker for me. But
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can throw out any slur.
Yeah,
it doesn't-
snowflake.
Is snowflake one of them? Oh,
I'm
okay.
guessing because it's white, right?
Snowflake.
Just
He's a
throwing out
cracker
shit.
for
He's
me.
making his own racist slurs right
No,
now.
I'm serious. It's
Cracker,
snowflake.
I thought cracker had like a double meaning for white people. So it would hit me double. It was like it's white people, but then it's also Floridians. They call you Florida crackers too. Like that's just everybody from Florida is a Florida cracker.
like
Doesn't
some
matter your race, religion,
Yeah.
whatever. You're a Florida cracker if you're from Florida.
Yeah, it's like
but then if you're white,
From
you're also
everywhere else.
crackers.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
doubling
It's just
it
like
up.
crackers. You have the salted
Yeah.
crackers and then you have the unsalted
Well,
crackers.
look
Great
up,
for your
'cause
stomach.
I'm kind of curious right now. Look up about Armenians. What do they say in the United States? Like, what would be like?
Right.
Because I don't think there's enough of us, and we're so like hospitable. We always
Yeah,
invite people
I don't-
over to
I've-
eat food
I've
and
never
shit.
heard anything.
So I don't know if there's anything like out there like that. Well, although you're not gonna be able
I
to
can't
read
even.
that.
Yeah, I can't.
Like,
Your brother read something in front of me yesterday in Russian. He's like, "Yeah, this is this letter. This is this
Have you
letter."
heard Armo?
Armo is like Armenian, but Armo like
That just
short
sounds
for
cool.
Armenian.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I want to be
which
called
is
that.
I think just Armenians call themselves amongst themselves that, which is I don't know if it's I don't think you can say that a slur.
Uh-oh, if you scroll up, I saw it said the G word.
Holy crap! You guys, the G. What the fuck
What
is
is
the
that?
G word?
the G word. I don't know what the fuck is the G word. The G word. The Armenian massacre and the
Oh,
the genocide,
Got
the
it,
Armenian
got
genocide,
it,
yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
You guys just got demonetized from us saying it out loud in this podcast. Sorry.
Like, because like people have some stuff for Jewish people, even though they had genocides, But I don't think Armenians have anything really, because I don't think there's that many of us to begin with.
You guys are very loving people for the way you speak.
Yeah, I mean.
And then you got Jay.
I was about to contradict you there with our anecdotal experience.
Yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah,
but
you guys are not fucking important.
I like how we went from his business to racial slurs, like real quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's GhettoRig, right?
So. I know. I was about to say, like, you guys have a good structure here.
Yeah.
Hey, you went to
Good
Miami
structure
for a reason,
or,
right?
or no
what
structure,
is the slur for Armenians?
So
No
how did
bro.
Miami? Yes, back. Miami.
You're good.
So Miami. So it was a networking conference.
Okay, yeah. So I run 2 digital marketing agencies, and so I joined a coaching group, which I was actually like kind of against. It almost goes against an entrepreneur's mindset. It's
Why?
Like, okay. Well, because like I guess a lot of entrepreneurs are like, do it yourself, be your own boss, like girl boss, like crush that.
That's
stuff.
bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it might be bullshit, but that is a mentality of a lot of entrepreneurs.
So the reason I say this is bullshit. So I just started reading this book, right? And it's a cool book, and the guy talks about like.
What's the book?
Here, I'll tell you the name. I think you'll like this book a lot, actually. So the guy talks about running your own business, right? And he talks about how much money is your business generating you per 1 hour of working. So buy back your time.
Buy back your time. Love
Yeah,
that. Dan Martell. Yeah, great book.
Yeah, and the way he talks about where he's like, if you can get people in there that will do things at 80% efficiency, not necessarily 100% efficiency, and when you take their time and divide it, and then you figure out, okay, so my time is worth $200, so I'm going to spend 1 hour, and I'm going to earn $200, but if I can pay somebody $50, and that means that's $150 in my pocket, even though if they're doing it at 80%, let's say it's $120 in my pocket, which means now I'll free up time for myself. Somebody else has a job and they're doing what I'm doing. But they also talks about you understanding what that person is doing. Like, so I can see where it's like, do it yourself. You have to understand it, but you don't, like, if you're big, you're not going to run your own social media website. Like, somebody else is going to do that for you, right?
Sure. Well, the thing I was getting at, though, is like being a part of this networking group is I'm essentially having somebody tell me how I should be running my business. And so I'm like, I mean, I'm running my business. I started it. I know what's best for my business.
Yeah, I see what
and
you
so
mean.
it was like surrendering to somebody to tell me what to do, which kind of is counterintuitive to the entrepreneur mindset. But it's a lot like reading books. It's learning from people's mistakes. And so joining this group, I learned from other people's mistakes, but in real time. And so I can talk with them and kind of be coached along this. So it has been, this group is just a bunch of mentors, which every single entrepreneur needs. Like, as much, you do not realize how important mentors are until you get your first mentor. It is wild. They are so, it's so
I know
helpful.
Ty Lopez talks about this all the time, how he pays, apparently Ty Lopez pays more for mentoring than anyone else out there.
I could see.
And Ty Lopez is
the value
fucking
in it,
millionaire.
for sure. I can see the value in that. Absolutely. So yeah, the group in Miami, it's just for digital marketing agencies with the goal of hitting $1 million in revenue per year. And so a lot of agency owners are entrepreneurs, do this stuff. They kind of set their own path, like figure out what you got to do. So what am I going to sell? Websites, SEO. What does all this mean? Like, how do you package it all together? And so what this group does is really help you like trim all the fat, figure out how to streamline your services. They have a really good system, and then you can kind of figure out how it fits within yours. So I go to this now every March, every November, and so do hundreds of other agency owners. And it's great. Like, every single time I learn something, I take something away from it. And like, honestly, I've been an entrepreneur, like I've been a business owner for over 8 years now. And just this 1 year of being in this group, I've doubled what I've done in the last 8 years.
Nice.
It's been wild.
Nice.
It's wild. And it's, I attribute it just to the mentorship alone.
Yeah, because when you were talking about, like, you kind of have to, like, give the reins away, basically. And so Julius Caesar, back in the day, he would hire a person that would sit behind him and we'd constantly like lean over and tell him, you're just a man. You're just a man. Meaning like, calm the fuck down. You're just a man. Like, and he ended up becoming one of the fucking greatest Roman emperors that people write books about. That's
right there.
You literally like they write books about him. Like part of your education is to learn about Julius Caesar. You know what I mean? So and this guy would just sit there and be like, "You're but just a man. You're but just a man. Like, calm down. Like, calm down. No matter where you are, just calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?"
That's
so I can see
that someone that long ago had a mindset like that. Because usually those guys are just power hungry
Well,
to the max.
Did you
right?
put that guy in position, or did somebody recommend that?
I don't know how it came about, but he would hire a person that would sit literally behind him and tell him like he's just a man. I'm sure at one point he would get pissed off and then just throw him in a fucking with the lines or something.
He probably got a new one every few days.
Yeah, yeah. But you know, and then I started listening to Musk's book, like his biography.
Oh yeah,
bro. Like, you know how there's a lot of things. Oh, Musk is just, you know, he had a rich dad, this and that, blah, 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 diamonds and this and
Emerald
that.
Mine.
Emerald Mine, which is a complete fucking horseshit.
That's what I've
That
heard.
did
It's
own
just BS,
Emerald Mines, but then like a couple years into it, it went fucking bust. So he had no money. But his dad was like he was an asshole. Like, that's the easiest way I can put it. And he would just like berate him and like degrade him all the time. And he kind of grew up with that mentality. You're never good enough. So when someone tells him like you can't fucking do it, it's like, watch me prove you wrong. Like, cause he sees his dad in everyone. He fucking like tells him like you can't do it. He sees his dad in it, and he just fucking lights a fire under his ass and he just like gets shit done.
That's how Twitter got acquired. Basically,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And the coolest part about that was he basically
see how trauma implemented that.
Yeah, because he came out and Tucker Carlson.
I was about to say.
PBD, Patrick Bet-David, offered him $100 million to get him on his valuetainment team. Tucker Carlson said no. He said, I'm going with Elon. The reason he went with Elon, he goes, I'm not rich. He told PBD this after PBD offered him like live $100 million. He said, I'm not rich. I want to get rich. And he goes, I want those retweets. Every time he goes live on Twitter, Elon retweets that shit. 300 million views, 400 million views, 78, 87 million views. Like, can you imagine like the power that Elon has now with the fucking Twitter, and everybody's dogging him for the purchase? The guy literally bought the biggest shit talking platform in the world, and he made it his bitch.
Town Square. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you tell me that's a wrong. And going into it, he told all the people, "It's like, listen, this is too. Like, I need investors. It's overvalued. You should probably invest, but it's gonna be mine now." So.
Yeah. I saw that he just recently talked about something about how he finds it hard to rationalize investing in AI for Tesla until he has about 25% of the company.
Yes.
And prior to his acquisition of Twitter, he had, I think, 21%, and he had to sell down to like 13% to afford Twitter.
To afford Twitter, yeah.
And so, yeah, now he's sitting at that.
And even at that, he had to get investors in to buy it at $45 billion.
Right.
Which is crazy. Oh, and then that book is so fucking crazy. He even went to Russia.
He got a whole entire new board of directors, right?
He just fired everyone. Fired literally everyone, bro. A bunch of new people. And his crazy thing is when he was starting SpaceX, bro, they flew to Russia to buy old school Russian rockets. And they were like, the more they negotiated, the more price of the rocket went up. So from their final, like, okay, well, $18 million for these two rockets. And they're like, no. It's going to be $18 million per rocket. And then one of the guys like, what do you mean? You're going to take this to the United States and you're going to start launching it into space? And he just like spit on him, basically saying, this rocket is not for you to launch it in space and get America to go further. And then he was like, okay. He borrowed a bunch of books from one of his like head engineers. He's like, why don't we design our own fucking rocket? And then like so many parts like that for rockets where they're like, okay, it's going to cost $250,000 to design. It's like, that's fucking outrageous. Give it to an engineer. You got $5,000 to design this part. And they would just design the fucking part. Yeah. You know? Like crazy.
I think it's funny the whole make it more pointy thing from the Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah,
he actually fucking did that. That's so stupid, bro. And it's funny because he came out and said like, yeah, it probably like worked against us, but whatever.
We'll make it more pointy. Yeah, and they were saying that because it's a self-diagnosed Asperger's, like he doesn't understand emotions. So he'll say things that'll come. Yeah, they'll say things that come out as assholeish. yeah.
And they're just blunt. That's
the
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a problem, but that's his thing.
That's his thing. Yeah. So I think it's one of the better books I've read. Like Belzerian's book was fucking amazing. And that one.
So yeah, I I just recently had my other agency acquired, and I'm catching the new owner up on everything, and I had him read that book.
Which one?
It's super important. The Buy Back Your Time.
Buy Back Your Time. Yeah.
It's honestly like how I run this current business.
Yeah, it's one of the most interesting. But like, if you're an entrepreneur, you're not reading that book, then I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. You know, like you really need to read that book.
It's the best resource this time.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like any economist, if you sit down and any economist would tell you, obviously people are not like that. So if you're running a business, and if you can make $1 at the end of the month, which is extra, like $1 to your pocket, but you're not touching anything, you should take that venture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, whatever is it that you're doing right now, you're earning money, but you can pawn it off to someone else, pay him to do it, and then at the end of the month, what do you have from it? There's a profit of $1. That's a good business decision for you, because you're not, now you get your time to concentrate on something else, which can, because you already know it's rinse and repeat. Like, it's all rinse and repeat. And I mean, tell me when I'm wrong, right? Like, because you're an entrepreneur, I'm not really an entrepreneur, but all of it is basically rinse and repeat. You just tweak it along the way, right?
Yeah, you want to systematize, you want to automate as much as you can, set up called SOPs, standard operating procedures, and then that way you can scale. You're just doing the exact same thing with a different client, different whatever you're doing, and yeah, this way you can just kind of start streamlining. Almost think of it as like an assembly line. Mm-hmm. You want to just keep doing the exact same thing, but for as many people as possible.
So it's 2024, and I think it's never been as easy to make money as it is right now, especially with social media.
Emily told me the other day that she has a coworker that got this thing on her, like she can even do it from her phone, and she's teaching AIs. That's what I was told for $20 an hour. You can do it anytime you want. You just take like a little test that they have you do, and then apparently I think it's like basically these AIs are probably just needing basic corrections or whatever when they're asking questions or whatever. And $20 an hour.
Interesting.
And that's just something. And that's just something basic. And then like for making money online, like, and then you can go into the whole entrepreneurial thing too.
What I don't like about AIs is how they made them very woke. When you ask them, I'm not talking about actually like, we're not talking about making like explosives and things like that, right? Like I understand that, but when you ask them a straight up question and they make it very, very woke, like not to hurt feelings, I'm like, bruh.
I like when, like, for example, sometimes I'll use it for school.
Another one, Justin.
And so I'll tell it, like, if a college student had this or a college student had that. And when I put college student or someone my age, it makes it to where, like, it writes in this weird-ass fucking slang. Like, using bro and this and that. It's so funny, yeah.
So I do have, talking about that, I do have an article, and I wanted to kind of pick your brain about ChatGPT because I know you're a power user with ChatGPT, right? Same. I want to pick your brain about this article that they had, right? And this is our, like, you know, self-improvement part of the podcast, right? So there's 20 of the best ChatGPT courses that you can take online for free. Like, scroll down, and I kind of want to see what Matt's thoughts are on, like, this list. What do you think?
Shit.
It's an extensive list. You can pick a couple of them if you want.
So the first one, ChatGPT 101, the Complete Beginner's Guide and Masterclass. All right, let's go a little bit down the list. ChatGPT Quick Guide, Prompt Engineering and Plugins and more. Then you also have security, privacy risk, and data protection basics. You got stuff like generative AI and 25 game-changing AI applications, learning how to use ChatGPT to make money, things like that.
I think the big thing about ChatGPT is how are you using it? Like, it makes sense for me as a digital marketer for all the different channels that I'm using it through. So whether it's SEO, website building, PPC, so I can write content. I can ask what's the best way to position this for this specific company in this specific area. They're trying to offer this service, and then I can kind of speak with it, ask it questions, tell it to ask me questions to learn more about what I'm trying to accomplish. But I'm always really interested in, like, how's the public using this?
I'll give you an example right now. So I just started working with my dad this week on his new business. He was using that bimbo truck, right, delivering pastries and stuff. And I told him that I'm using ChatGPT to create the most optimized route for us.
Oh, sweet. I like that.
So I basically put in all the locations and stuff, and it gave me, and I told it I want to do Monday through Friday. I also told it I want to do a route from Monday through Thursday in case I want to do 1 week off, and I do more stops in one day or whatever. Optimize it by locations, my starting location, gave it where my house is, everything, and it told me Monday, Thursday, Friday, whatever.
Right.
And
I would never think of that.
I was even able to input, because certain ones like Wawas and racetracks, we have to go twice a week, or they suggest you go twice a week. So I even told it, these locations go twice a week, blah blah, and it gave it to me.
Yeah.
I had to do some refining, ask it a few different times, different ways, but it spit it out eventually.
Yeah. So it's always interesting. I mean, yeah, these articles are probably great, at least to get started, but it all comes down to the use case. Like, how do you want to use it?
I look at ChatGPT as like you have a kid sitting in the corner on a computer that has all the access to the internet in the world and can instantly spit out any task you give it.
Right.
So you just got to know how to ask it.
You do. You need to know how to talk to it, and
that's really just trial and error. I mean, give it a shot. Ask your question, and then it's gonna spit out something. You're like, no, okay. See, it didn't understand this variable. It didn't understand this variable. Okay, let me ask it this way. And you just trial and error.
People use it like a search engine, which it can be for sure.
It
can definitely answer your questions, but you need to have a conversation with it.
Yes. Yeah. You literally have a conversation with it. So.
Think of it as the smartest human being you've ever met.
That's exactly what I told my dad. I told him. So literally a human being that is sitting there with a computer and has all the access in the world and spits it out like this.
Yep.
Now, do you think them losing the CEO, is it going to change things?
He's back.
He's back already?
Yeah, he's back.
Okay.
He was gone for less than a week.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It was because Microsoft was like, "Hey, you want to work for us?" He's like, "Ah."
Well, no, actually, they haven't revealed why they fired him. So OpenAI fired him, let him go, and there's speculations that he learned too much or learned something.
But Microsoft wanted to hire him.
Well, so OpenAI fired him, and then Microsoft's like, "Great, we'll take him."
Yeah.
And then there's this big uproar, like, because Microsoft acquired OpenAI, so there was this whole like internal thing, and so there's a big falling out between the OpenAI developers and said, "Hey, if you take Sam Altman, then all the developers are done at OpenAI." So they're like, "Okay, fine, you can have him back." Yeah, it was, and the thing is, it's all like nobody knows what happened
Conflict of
behind.
interest stuff.
Well, nobody knows what happened
Because he was on Rogan and he didn't really talk about it much either.
Well, no, the Rogan thing was after.
That's
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I think it's before.
The firing was after Rogan.
Yeah.
So and he hasn't gone public about it. And Elon Musk, like, he's been like tweeting about like directly to him, like, "Hey, what happened? You need to tell us what happened." And he won't respond.
Question for you guys, probably know more than
probably
this.
Probably some sort of NDA.
I have
Probably.
I have a friend of mine who works for a company, works from home and stuff, and they're losing a bunch of their employees. And they actually found out that there's this other company that's starting up, poaching all their employees, right? And apparently they're suing them. How does that work? Like, how do you get evidence that they're poaching from a specific company and this and that? Like,
I mean, I'm sure lawyers will find out. You know, lawyers probably
Why
have a
can't you
loophole.
poach? Is there,
yeah,
unless
I guess there's something about it. Yeah,
compete or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can poach.
Yeah,
like, yeah. If you're
that's what I thought. I didn't know you could get
for,
sued for that, right?
That's what banking industry has been doing for the past 50 years.
Unless, let's say, I worked for a company and then I'm like, I'm gonna go valet. We had a valet guy do that. Remember? Yeah. So back in the day, we used to work valet together, and then somebody from our valet thing, he got fired, and then he went and started his own valet company and started to try to poach all the accounts, and they just shut him down real quick.
See, I think it might be something like that. Like I said, there's this company starting off, so I don't know what.
So
exactly
if like an employee, like when they sign up for like their new employee contract or something, there's likely a non-compete in there.
Right.
So that would make sense why they can sue. Otherwise,
maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure, but
I mean, like if Walmart's like, "Hey, we want all the Target employees. We'll give all these Target employees more." Target can't sue Walmart because of that. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I figured. Yeah. So ChatGPT, I've been using the ChatGPT for specifically for the YouTube, like as far as the descriptions and putting the titles and things together. You know, depending of how controversial I want the title to sound and things like that. But I did that for a while.
I see one on there that's probably the best for everybody. It's called, it says ChatGPT Quick Guide, Prompt Engineering, Plugins, and More. Prompts are the best thing. It's essentially something that you can copy and paste. You've set it up real nicely. It's something that you repeatedly ask ChatGPT for. So you set up a prompt and
input the variables, whatever.
Yeah,
change.
you can whatever you're talking about.
And that's what I had.
And
I had
it's
like
very plug and play.
A separate Word spreadsheet that I had like these canned comments that I already asked and knew I was getting reports. Just copy pop, and then he would spit out the answer specifically, and I would tailor each one to meet my specific needs. But it wasn't like writing out a whole fucking paragraph. Because you know, when I was in college, the hardest thing for me was like when you write an essay, it's like sitting down, brainstorming, like figuring all this shit out. ChatGPT literally removes all that brainstorming out of the way. Like you ask it a question and just starts giving you things, and then you slowly add to it, you know, as opposed to like starting writing it and thinking and redoing it. And I don't know. But,
are humans gonna get dumber or smarter because of this?
I don't think humans gonna get dumber. It's just like
I think it depends on the way you use it. Because I'll give you my anecdotal experience that something I allegedly did. So for school, I had it. I gave it the prompt, right? Allegedly, and I could just copy and paste it into like another AI that'll scan it, make sure it's not all fucked up to where they don't recognize. But I didn't do that. Honestly, I didn't do that. I took it and I read the whole thing and I was like, okay, that's a good point. And I didn't use this. That's a good point. And I made my own. And I completely hand wrote my own thing using what it gave me.
Right.
So I think that it can help and it can make you smarter because I legit learned what it told me and used all the points and used what I didn't want to use, right? Didn't use what I did, what was trash because, like I told you, I did the whole college student thing. So it was like the way it wrote it with the slang and bullshit. I wasn't gonna put that in. Yeah. But you can learn from it, or you could have just put it into an AI that will scan it, make sure it's not recognizable, and I could have posted it and not learned shit.
Right.
Well, see, the thing is, like, you know, when a Google came out, it's the same thing. The Google made
Allegedly.
people dumber. Well, Google, I don't think Google made people dumber. Yeah, are there people out there that cannot name 3 countries and will say Africa, Europe is a country? Yes, they are. But you have the Google and you look it up. So I think, like, the majority of people will not have the substance of, like, you know, the reason we took humanities classes and all this, so you could be a worldly person and have a fucking conversation, right? And I think if you have 2 brain cells, you're already gonna be a little bit more intellectual than other people, so you're naturally gonna be drawn to understanding things, and these people are gonna continue doing their stuff where all the other people, because see, this is what happened. We live in great times now, right? Like, we're talking to Michael Sartain on another podcast, and it's like, can you imagine, like, what would it take to go from here to California? It takes now 6 hours to fly there. But back in the day, if you wanted to go from Florida to California, half of the people would not fucking survive.
That's kind of what I was thinking, right? Like, so back in the day, there was no internet. There was none of that. You were a smart person because maybe you read the few books you had around and you just, out of experience, you learned things. Maybe you were a handyman. You were considered the smart guy because you knew how to fix all the electronics in the house. But then you also, I don't know, you had other skills but basic just kind of experience things. Now it's kind of like, I know what happened in India an hour ago. The stuff you're learning and like constantly racking in your brain is a completely different. It's not even comparable to before. It's not even comparable to the kind of information, the influx of information you have now.
Another thing is happening. You get the intellectual people that continue to procreate, and most likely they're going to have intellectual children. But then with the dawn of like safety and security, non-intellectual people also started reprocreating. So they're passing that gene, right? Like, you know,
stupid gene, Jay.
Not necessarily the stupid gene, but not very bright gene, right? So you got those people as well. So there's more of those than there are the intellectual ones, because usually on the other side of the bell curve, right? Like you probably two standard deviations removed if you're a little bit smart, right? So you're gonna have a lot more of those people. So are people gonna get dumber? I don't know. Are they gonna be more dumb people? Yes, but I don't think it's because of the ChatGPT or all the things that are at our fingertips. I think it's because of how safe and secure we've created our societies, where everyone can reprocreate and have children. Like, you know what I mean? People that have like they've done the fucking studies. Like dudes that have like below average or below average IQs have more children. I don't know why. Don't ask me why it's like that. But they have more children. I don't know if it has to do something with education or some. What is it? You know,
probably not forward thinking enough.
Yeah,
and
That's
there's a movie
exactly
Idiocracy.
Yeah,
just the first 10 minutes of that movie sums that up.
Yes.
Where the idiot couple, like redneck couple, they're just like popping out kids.
Yeah.
And then the very affluent, smart, forward thinking couple is like, maybe now's not the right time. Yeah. We should probably like work on our investment.
Which should be which should be the complete opposite, where the other ones.
Oh, you pushed it into it.
Too much?
Yeah.
Should be the complete opposite.
That's good.
There should be the other one should be reprocreating, right? And the whole thing about like, so a lot of people confuse being intelligent with fucking being smart. It's you're smart or you do well in school is not because school doesn't make you intelligent. It's actually you're intelligent. That's why you do better at school. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like a kind of an ass backwards way of thinking, because you'll see a lot of book smart people. Like I've worked with several book smart people. Like bro, like how do you? Yes,
that's all you got.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, they'll argue with you till cows come home about some dumb shit that makes absolute no fucking difference in the world.
And it's funny, you almost recognize those people right away, and when they start talking out of their ass, you're like, bro, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, it's not even out of their ass. They'll say smart things, but that like, it's just so like.
And you can tell, book smart people have a different like rationale like about things. Like their thought process is very different in the sense where like they start coming up with these variables and reasons that you're like, why are you even thinking of this, right?
Well, why would that be even a thing? Like you just skipped 95 things that could go wrong, and they're like legit things that could go wrong, and you went to that 1% maybe. Like, how the fuck does this make sense in your head? So I don't know. Anyway, but I thought this is a good clip to talk about since we're talking controversial shit. Let's talk about this.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, Mr. Strickland. Did you see him and Drykiss were all buddy?
Yeah. And then Dana now fucking probably breaking drywall because he had this fight promoted to hell and back.
And now they're shaking hands and hugging. Yeah, they're shaking
hands and hugging and shit. Yeah.
Do you think it has anything to do with Nina?
No, I think it has to do with the fact that he probably cried on Theo Von, and Drykiss was probably like, damn.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm out of the loop on my UFC drama and fighters.
So Sean Strickland and Drykiss Duplessis will be fighting this weekend.
Okay. And are they? I see a belt in front of him, so I'm assuming.
So Sean is this champion.
Okay.
Right? He's the middleweight champion. He got it from Israel.
And he detroned Israel, who was like...
No one thought he had a chance. No one thought he had a chance.
And everyone was saying Israel is going to be here to stay for another years to come. Nobody's going to take him down.
Yeah, and then he classed them for 4.5 rounds.
Yeah, just pieced them apart.
Okay.
With the Philly shell. That shit was the best part. But basically, Drykiss... okay, to preface... Sean has made it very clear to the public that, he's had a traumatic childhood and this and that, right? Mm-hmm. Drykiss started making fun of him, talking about, I'm going to beat you worse than your dad did, and all these things, right? And Sean has always been the kind of guy that's very, like, playful, always laughing at face-offs and this and that, right? Bro, he wanted to kill this guy.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And Dana White made the mistake of putting them almost directly next to each other. Like, it was
one seat behind. Like, one seat.
Drykiss, Gilbert Burns' family, and then Sean in the front row right next to the octagon.
Should I look up the clip?
They did, you can go ahead and put the clip. They fought. So Drykiss enticed him, like, come on, let's go. And it was funny because Sean Strickland asked Gilbert Burns' son and wife, he's like, excuse me, politely.
Right there.
And then fucking jumps over and just starts mauling him.
Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. So, that one was...
They had a whole entire brawl. Sean got kicked out of the UFC event.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, no free advertising for that guy.
He asked them to move and then jumps over and just. I love when there's another video of this clip. You see that orange bucket hat? That's Craig Jones. And he's just sitting there just staring at him. Everyone's like backing up and he stood there. He didn't care. He just literally was watching him.
He's laughing?
Yeah, he's sitting there laughing, watching him. It was hilarious.
All right, so pause this. You know how there are people out there, like, this is besides the point. Did you see one thing that when this happened, what were people doing around? Filming, yeah. Right? With all of this, cameras and everything, you know what I'm so upset about? We still don't have proof of lizard people. Somehow we don't have proof of fucking lizard people.
Or like the thing that they were talking about, the aliens and wherever.
UFOs.
Right? And they're like...
In Miami?
Yeah, the aliens in Miami. And they're like, bro, you telling me there's all these aliens walking around? No one had video of it? Bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what happened. So go back to the story.
I'm all caught up.
Right.
Yeah, and since they're buddies now, the pay-per-view, because everybody wanted to see it, right? The pay-per-view.
This video came out of Sean was like sitting in a hallway because this was like a couple days ago. They're
airport,
getting ready
I think.
for
It was airport, no?
I don't know where it was, right? Yeah,
airport,
I think right.
Airport.
And Drykiss comes over with his girlfriend, and like they shake hands, they hug, and Sean tells him, "Thank you for understanding." And he's like, "Yeah, of course, man." Blah blah blah. And yeah, but they're fighting in 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why the drama was there. They build this shit for pay-per-views, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, no doubt.
And now this goes viral. But anyway,
this is not even
10 years ago to be trans was a mental fucking illness, and now all of a sudden people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of fucking you.
See, but this is like
and the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Fucking chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness.
A reporter came and asked him about like.
You've been very vocal about your about transgender community.
Right.
What would you say to that? And that's when he responds, right?
The reporter also asked him, how would you feel if your I think Sean asked him back, like, how would you feel if your son came to you and said he was gay? And the reporter was like, oh yeah, I'd be 100% fine. And Sean's like, see, that's the fucking problem. This and that goes off on the guys.
Why is this even getting brought up?
I don't know. I guess there was just this reporter that wanted
what's
to.
What's the context as it relates to fighting?
I think
right. So I guess the
thing that made it important. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Was that Sean actually reposted this on his page, kind of saying a fuck you to the reporter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the internet kind of blew up on that.
Gotcha.
So here's the hard, like, here's what I'm having a hard time understanding, because one side will say, well, what is it to you? They want to, one want to be a man, the other one want to be a woman, like, let them be, right? Okay, cool. But sure as shit, to that side, it's very fucking important to push that. Like, so if it shouldn't be important for me, which it's not, then why are you so gung ho?
It's crazy that this comes up because I actually saw this clip of this chick. She was part of a swim team somewhere for college.
Riley Gaines.
No, you're talking about the guy, the girl.
I don't know her name. I can't even remember the state she went to college in. I know she was on a swim team, and they were swimming against. They were doing a meet against another team that had a transgender female. And they didn't know, and that they were in the locker room getting dressed, and this transgender female just walks in, slinging pipe, and they're all undressed, and for their swimsuits they got to be 100% undressed to get into them, and that she said that all the girls that there was like a silence that hit the locker room, and all the girls covered up and shit.
Well, that's another thing that blew up as well was.
Oh, is this one?
Yeah. So
I think it was her.
Leah Thomas. So. Leah Thomas was a swimmer, a male swimmer, which was not ranked at all, like 200 or 300, whatever, nationally, and
as a man, and then becomes transgender, wins everything, and this is obviously competitions for the and beat Riley Gaines, because Riley Gaines used to be the number one female, joined the same school as her, and then this person beat.
This is all obviously for the Olympics. And the Olympic Committee came back and said that Riley Gaines can go, but we're not taking her as a female swimmer onto Olympics. And this blew up again, big.
I mean, you have to think about it.
Imagine other countries
having to
right? Go against the transgender Americans. They already can't beat the Americans with females. Like imagine you're having the Americans now have dudes and females. Like, oh my gosh, other countries are gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that just I think that they kind of understood that just wasn't gonna fly. Like literally, and not only just like in the sense where other countries are going to look at the other sports involving the Olympics are also going to look at it and go, "Yo, what the fuck's going on here? Yeah. This is gonna happen. This might come to me in basketball. This might come to me in soccer. You know what I mean? Like it might start. They're gonna get concerned all across the Olympics if that should happen.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, I mean, if we take this as a genetic, is like purely science, right? Like this is genetic anomaly.
Yo, it's
right?
getting so crazy. We're not even gonna do like drug tests anymore. We're just gonna see if you have balls or not.
Well, I mean, I know what's gonna happen. Like right now, they're separating sports by gender.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're just gonna separate it by sex, and then they're like, all right, because gender, they're like, oh, we can call us whatever we want, but when it comes down to sex, you can't do it. So they'll eventually make it male versus female versus man versus woman. So and that'll just end the entire argument. And
so this is genetic anomaly, right? Which in a nature that would never really fly, and that would kind of like the bloodline will most likely stop with these people, right? Because she changes the gender, becomes female. She obviously cannot biologically give birth to a child.
Imagine back in the day, there was that one masculine ass chick comes along, is like, I'm gonna be a man. I'm gonna be part of the hunting party. The next day she goes out, they're running for kilometers at a time. 2 kilometers in, like, yeah, we lost her.
Yeah,
yeah, we lost her.
yeah. So I don't know, man, and like I'm not saying everyone has the right to live and they have the right to live their life the way they want to live. Fine, good and dandy. But when you take in generation by generation, and then you're starting with 5%, then you go to 10, then to 15, then 20. Right now, younger generation, 20% of them identify as something else than their gender, right? Which is, I don't know, necessarily confusing, not confusing. I mean, I don't know what it is, but yeah. So that guy who used to be a WWE star, he also changed the gender. And now he's a female.
Got some knockers on him now.
Yeah, I think she's a female porn star now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, so he's getting fucked on camera too. No way.
Yeah, so
he's really getting the beat down.
so I'm not necessarily sure where we're going with this.
We've seen transgender females in jiu-jitsu as well. Remember we reviewed that one clip of the chick beating that one transgender female that went viral.
Yep.
It's always, I apologize for this. I'm always confused by this. So hold on. Was it a guy that now is identifying as a woman?
If you say trans female, you're talking about a biological male.
Okay, so trans female was a guy.
Because the other way around doesn't work, right? The other way around, who do we have? Let's take soccer. The best soccer player is the captain of the team. Is no longer the captain of the team. I think the chick with purple hair.
I don't know.
Very vocal of equal pay and whatever. She has the best player, arguably, in the world, but she would not stand the chance with a male.
Did you bring this article up, Mickey, or did you already have this?
No, I just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's female martial artist drops out of jiu-jitsu tournament after fearing for their safety and being forced to fight against transgender women at competitions.
I would be scared too.
No, this is horseshit because I've rolled with girls and girls are never really scared, especially in jiu-jitsu. They're not scared to roll with you. They're not, they'll do it. And that same female that dropped out.
Are you doing it in competition though?
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to take your head off.
Yeah, are you laying up
No, it's just
because?
No, not necessarily.
No.
It's just a tap away, right?
Go to those comments there. Hit that 40 comments and see what's going on.
You're that guy.
You're that guy. Huh? This is so wrong and unfair, bro.
There it is.
What the heck just happened?
Damn, Mickey.
You just got canceled. Comments got canceled.
Oh, there they are.
Damn you.
Women
YouTube.
competitors need to boycott these events. It's the only way to restore sanity. Very glad Grappling Association has found common sense. Good. Okay, so it seems like most people are agreeing, and there was just that one person at the start that's like, it's unfair.
Yeah, what's the highest rated comment?
I
Yeah,
don't
go
know
up to
how
the
much
top
about
comments.
MMA, but
you
in
can see on the
boxing-
bottom right, like the upvotes and downvotes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one got the most.
Best rated. Of course, this website not gonna load for 3 days.
It's wild.
See, this website needs Matt's SEO because they're not working properly.
It's always fascinating this argument or topic argument, whatever you want to call it. Where it came from.
The problem is, bro, there's so many younger girls nowadays think that they actually can go against the guy. Like, you'll ask them, well, I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. I can take any guy. And, like, this to me is fucking dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
This to me is dangerous. How are you gonna, like, because of shit like this, now women think that they can beat a grown man. You know what I mean? If something happened. Like, this is extremely fucking dangerous.
I mean, I'm honestly not so much worried about that because they'll learn quick. But when the guy infiltrates the girl sports,
now
girls
it's like
are
legit.
Get hurt.
Yeah,
girls are definitely going to get hurt. And
yeah,
it's really unfortunate because it's such a touchy subject. You can't tell this person they have to stop.
Yeah.
And yeah, it gets.
See, I don't think anybody's very mad about a girl trying to compete in guy sports.
I agree, but you don't see it often.
Right, because
here's the thing. As a guy, you go into these competitions, you winning against women, and then you going out there on a podium with pride, and you putting your fucking head up like you're the number one. Bro, like, seriously? Like, did you accomplish anything?
You want me to? I can find the clip. I have it saved. If you want.
It's all good. I'll look forward to you guys talk.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, go to the other one. Go to the other article, which I think fits really well with this.
I have it on Instagram because that was there's this guy I follow.
One of the first ones, I think, with the G, starts with the G.
There's this guy I follow. His name is Smitty, and it was actually his student that went against that chick in the tournament.
The opposite way.
It's not gonna be over here.
Yeah, right there. Measuring trends in America, personal values. Right. So go down. Go down. Okay, here we go. Money. Read some of this stuff a little bit.
Gallup's trend on rating the importance of money is limited to 2 points in time, 2002 and 2023. Back in 2002, 20% of Americans said money was extremely important in their life, with another 40% saying very important. The current 30% who say money is extremely important is virtually unchanged from 2002, but the 49% calling it very important constitutes a significant uptick.
So there you go. So we're saying that Americans are saying that money is pretty important, right? Go down. So now religion, right? We're going down to religion. Just go to the graph. You will see everything that we need to see. Look, so this is the religion part, right? As you can clearly see, religion has been on a decline. Mm-hmm. Keep going down.
Yeah, world history teaches pretty
Patriotism, go down. Decline, go down. Community, keep going down. Community has gone up.
I'm surprised that community has gone up.
Children, down.
America's desire to have children has been about stagnant.
It's been pretty flat.
Yeah, it's stagnant.
Bottom line, so you can read some of this.
I think the desire and the actual
execution.
I'm happy that I'm happy that money is trending, because you do need money, because with the dual household incomes, everything is more expensive. Like, it's not the 60s or 50s where, one person worked. Now you could get houses that are cheaper, the cars that are cheaper because one person works. Right. Now if you dual income households, now it's harder, unless you're in that 6-figure earner. Like, forget it. Forget to have a house in this area, for example. Like, unless you want to live in the boonies. Forget of driving a newer car where you don't want any problems because you got to drive your kids to school. Forget these things because people have more excessive cash, right? And then I see these comments all the time where they're like, well, we want more, like, raise the minimum wage. Like, if you think about it, Amazon has no problem with raising minimum wage. Walmart has no problem with raising minimum wage. Target has no problem. You know who has a problem with raising minimum wage? Mom and pop shops. They're the ones that are going to go out of fucking business. Amazon and all of them, they love raising minimum wage. Why? Because the minute they earn that fucking money, what's going to happen? They're going to spend it at the same store. So that money, the way it came out to them, is going to go to them. And guess what? They're going to have tax write-offs now. So they're going to write off even more and pay less in taxes. So, like, a lot of people don't fucking understand what happens every time you talk about these things, right? Like, an average American, I don't know if it's lack of education, and I don't know what it is. An average American has no fucking clue of how money works. Like,
the macroeconomics.
Works, yes. Yeah. Or, like, the whole thing where everybody's like, yeah, Fed came out and said they're going to slash down the rates. I can finally buy that house. What do you think has been happening for the past year when our interest rates are high? Do you think investors have been fucking buying houses at higher interest rate? Or they've been sitting on that cash because they're earning in a money market 5% on their return? United States government money market, 5% return. What do you think they've been doing? Real estate historically returns 5%. So you're telling me I can take my money, put it in a money market through United States government, earn the same 5%, weather the storm of high interest rates, and then when risk-free, well, I can't say risk-free. There's always a risk, right? Being in a financial, I can't say risk-free.
Yeah.
We were just downgraded to AA plus. Yes, our bonds are AA+ now. All right, then we're not AAA anymore. Yeah. So you telling me I can earn 5% without really losing much of a sleep? My money's safe, and then I can go back buy a house at 4.5%. And they just posted this. They've just posted it. They actually want to go down to 2.5% by the end of 27 or something like that. Think about it. What's going to happen to everything that we're fucking currently buying? We don't have a huge inflation like we used to. It's still at 3% though, right? What do you think is going to happen to fucking inflation when there's more money, right? Like, a lot of people think, oh, well, Fed is just printing money. Well, they're not sitting there and fucking printing money. They're just creating debt, and that's what printing money is, right? Like, creating debt. Another thing's been fucking going haywire is this buy now, pay later stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because that's no longer a credit card, so they don't technically need to report this as a credit card, and their interest rates are at 40%, and there's a huge, I think it's like a 20 or 30% default rate on these already. already, which technically is supposed to be doing well, right? Because stock market is doing fucking amazing.
That reminds me of what Rodolfo told us. I have my best friend. He works selling dogs, and he told me some of the finance companies that they use give crazy interest rates. He's seen stuff like at 140%
to buy a dog,
to
bro.
buy a dog.
To buy a dog.
I mean, how much are these dogs?
Oh, it's probably like
some of them 12, 14, 15,
4 or 5 grand
5,
is
6.
the cheapest. 4 or 5, probably 5, 6 grand is the cheapest. He's got.
Nice.
He brought this Frenchie one time. They had this Frenchie that was like sick or whatever, and they say like they had him take it home or whatever, and it was a $14,000 Frenchie.
Oh gosh, what's this thing do?
Yeah, it's just an ugly little Frenchie. Yeah,
that's it.
So I mean, and I'm kind of like, you know, there are reels that are circulating on Instagram as well, where younger kids are coming out and saying, well, if you wear American flag as a shirt, you are a bigot, you are this, you're that. I mean, there are obviously rules. You can't really wear American flag as a shirt. Most of the comments are that nobody understands the flag code. Well, fuck you. That's not the point of it,
that's
right?
what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, like you're talking about something completely fucking different right now. The problem is that these people are not patriots, right? Like, motherfucker, you live in this country. You were born in this country. How can you go out there and fucking say that someone that's proud to be an American somehow is doing something fucking wrong?
And then let me ask you this: do you think that someone like, for example, someone like me as a Hispanic, I got a couple fishing shirts and stuff like that have American flags, and I know, like, for example, and my girlfriend's uncle Donnie, he wears a lot of fishing shirts too that have a bunch of American flags. They don't think that when they look at us, right? Mm-hmm. Like, but with a white person, they're like, yeah, you might be racist or nationalist or whatever, right? Like, that's the whole thing they were putting in the comments, right?
And it makes no sense. And I think, you know, with the way presidential, we talked about last podcast about the fucking. What do you think is that? How do you think that's gonna end up? The whole elections and all that stuff.
Oh man, I honestly I can't. I think Democrats have a couple aces up their sleeves.
I think
when
so
it comes
too.
to Trump, like everyone's like,
so
okay,
too.
it's gonna be Trump versus Biden. Whether you think that or not, I'd be really surprised if Trump makes it to the final ticket with like I think what is he 91 indictments.
Yes.
I think only one of them has to work. Right?
Well,
for him to like not be allowed
the
to be
only
on
one
the
that
ballot.
has to work is the insurgency one, because all the other ones don't matter. Insurrection,
Yeah.
That's the only one that has to work for him not to be able to be a president.
A couple
I thought
states.
there were any of them. I thought if you have just one felony, you can't run for president. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that's why they did the insurrection specifically, because that's the only one that can stop him from
But he has
becoming.
the one out in Georgia.
Yes.
Which is like election interference because he was like, hey,
Yeah, that's part of the whole
X amount of
insurrection
votes.
shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's not an insurrection. Because he said he wanted somebody in Georgia, maybe the governor, I don't know, but he's like, hey, find me so X amount of votes.
Yeah.
Because that's how many I need.
The point is that
And
they're
that's
saying.
why the prosecution there,
didn't
which
a
is
couple-
a hilarious thing with like Fannie, whatever. I know her first name's Fannie because it's hilarious, but I don't know if you've seen this stuff. I've been following this one.
What?
The whole I think her name's Fannie Willis, maybe.
I don't know.
But
No idea.
yeah, she's the DA, the district attorney in Georgia that prosecuted him, and she just is FANI, and she just recently it came out that she hired her like lover, who is married to someone else, and paid him a ton of money, and then he took her on a bunch of trips, like out to Europe, cruises, and all this stuff. So she paid him taxpayer money to essentially get kickbacks. And so now they're saying that entire case, which is a huge case, is going to be dropped because of fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's hilarious. And then she just went.
Trump is gonna go crazy.
Oh, he
in the
already
history
is.
Books,
He
dude.
already
In
is.
the history books.
Oh, dude. History books, dude.
Because
20
they're
years,
saying
30 years from now, especially when he's dead. Oh man, they're gonna be interesting.
so,
like, can you believe all this stuff happened?
U.S. history is gonna like start off just we had this narcissistic, egotistical president at this time. Da, da, da.
Was it
They don't say that same shit about fucking George Washington.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they're
they
like,
still
oh, he's
do.
a slave owner,
Now
ex-slave
they do.
owner. Yeah, now they do.
Now
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah, now they dug up his old tweets. Now they got everything on him.
He's
Yeah.
getting canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know if this is true, but they're somehow attributing that the only president that dates down that had slaves was Obama.
What?
Not the old
What
one.
the
That
fuck?
had slaves.
No, I think they all.
Jay,
did.
what the fuck
No,
did you read?
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know this shit. Is
I
this
think
true?
that I heard the only president that doesn't have an ancestry into slaves was Trump.
I see what you're saying.
Every single one.
Okay,
did.
okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, then maybe I misunderstood.
I thought this man said no president had slaves, and I'm like, dude, I think.
Come
Well, no,
Yeah,
Trump
definitely the
couldn't
early
have.
ones for sure.
Trump couldn't
Oh.
have because his uncle came to Seattle. That's how they made
I
their
think it
money
was like
because
Thomas
uncle
Jefferson
came.
had two. He didn't free like two of his children.
His
slaves.
children, yeah, his children.
George Washington had slaves in his teeth.
Yeah,
He,
he did.
Yeah,
his
he's a
bottom
slave teeth.
his bottom
Yeah,
teeth
yeah,
were
yeah.
slaves' teeth.
Because I know
Learned that from Shane Gillis.
Yeah, right. Yeah, me too.
I love
Me
that.
too.
that wouldn't be a thing for Trump because his uncle came from Germany to Seattle. That's where they opened the brothels, right? Like that's how the money made their initial. Like that's how the family made their initial
Yeah.
money was because of the brothels, right? But that was in
That
like late 1800s.
that Shane
some
Gillis
shit.
bit is fucking hilarious. Him
Oh,
talking about
yeah,
with
he's
the
good.
sword. Just, ah.
But
Of course they were scared.
Yeah, this election's gonna be interesting though. I like.
But do you think fucking Biden's gonna make it? I think they're gonna fucking sail his ass to the sunset, and someone's gonna
I'd be
step in.
fascinated
Because
if
I
he
think till
does.
February people can
They're
still
already
put
like
their name
stringing
in,
him
right?
out. Like,
Yeah.
like he's a puppet. Like, I'm surprised that he's lasting as long as he is, and he's already like confidently said, "I am running." But because at this point, I feel like if they say, "Okay, we're swapping him out," they're gonna lose some support of some like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unless it's what I'm
interested.
predicting.
At the end of the day,
Unless it's fucking Barack's wife.
oh yeah, Michelle Obama, yeah. Which
Unless
would
it's
be
her.
also interesting to me. I feel like
Because I think
her-
it's February,
her
right?
politi-
Like
her
last day
political
when they
background is being the first lady, right? Does she have any other like?
Yeah, but she did a bunch of shit for which they're not very happy about because they cut their lunch, so they weren't too happy about that shit.
Oh man,
My vending machine's got sugar-free fucking Pop-Tarts, bro.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
Vivek
Bullshit.
is another fucking another weasel, bro. Like he's immediately like, okay, I'm gonna
oh, you
fall
didn't
on
like him?
Uh,
I liked him.
I
Everyone- I didn't
What,
understand.
what, are, what are
Everybody-
some of his points?
Um,
That's what I was looking up here.
so he's very like get back to the basics of America. He wants like the nuclear family. He's very religious, and he's like, so God is real, and all around that. Except he's not Christian at all. He's Hindu.
Yeah.
But he's just back to like core American values. Think like World War II, around that era. So he's very.
But do
he's
you
very
think
around
pendulum
that,
can
but
swing back?
I'm very interested because I hear all the time like, oh, he seems slimy. He's a snake. How?
So-
Like, I just don't understand. I would love to see it because at the end of the day, I don't ever trust a politician. None of them are for the people. They're all for themselves, left and right. They're all like they can argue in public. It's a
everybody
reality
at the end of the
TV
day
show,
is.
but they all like scratch each other's back. Like, hey, I won't be as popular if I'm not arguing with you. So
Yo,
like, I want you to stay in office.
Every
too.
year we have those debates. It's exactly what it is.
Oh,
a
100%.
reality TV
Yeah,
show.
it is. Yeah,
I don't watch them.
It's a reality TV
limits.
show for sophisticated adults.
But that's what I liked about it. He even said, "Hey, we need term limits," which
Yeah.
huge one. I think that's probably the biggest thing that would be a net positive for the U.S. are term limits. We don't need what Dianna Feinstein. She couldn't even speak, and
Yes.
she has her daughter like whispering in her ear, like, "You're supposed to say yes here." Yeah, she just passed away, but I mean, she was voting up until like a week before she died on things. So yeah, she's like, it's
Nancy
just disgraceful.
Pelosi.
It's disgraceful that like.
Nancy Pelosi became a fucking millionaire off of this.
You guys,
100 millionaire, like $100 plus $1 million. Yeah,
You guys
on a
saw-
$200,000 salary. Yeah.
you guys saw them give the guy that tried to give DeSantis the participation trophy.
Yeah, I did. see
I
that.
heard
shit
about
was
that.
pretty
Yeah, I
funny.
didn't see that. Yeah.
Well, I think New Hampshire now coming up. Nikki Haley probably is gonna take New Hampshire. I'm thinking, although I don't know, it's gonna be tight. But DeSantis is gonna fall out. DeSantis is done. He's cooked.
I
right?
agree. Yeah.
DeSantis is done. Nikki Haley, I think, might get to New Hampshire and might still push for something, but I think she's done as well. So the only person they have left is Trump.
I think they both stay in it. To be honest.
To the end, you think?
Because
She's got
I
some
think they
money
have no
behind
chance.
her.
I think they have no chance against Trump. But I think their thought process is, if Trump gets indicted,
We're
or
here.
sorry, if he gets
Put into jail, yeah.
yeah, like
He
if,
can't
if
run.
they convict him,
Right.
then he can't run, and so it has to go to the runner,
One of those
which is
two,
going to
right?
be one of those two. So I think that's
Right.
going to be. But the
That
thing is,
definitely
they
makes
gotta-
sense.
They got to funnel millions to continue, like,
Yeah.
and it's
And a
it's
lot of-
interesting. That's why I'm like I'm kicking back. I'm watching it. At the end of the day, and I say this to anybody. Obviously, circumstances are different for everybody, but hey, you find your own success. Like I know, like I will feel better with one person in office, but they're not for you.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to find a way to succeed on your own. So I'm
haven't bought
watching
you
it
a
like it's a
sandwich
reality
yet.
TV show, man.
Yeah.
Like
I get
I'm
it.
unfortunately a part of as a citizen, but
Yeah, they didn't have him. Like, what's his name? Bill Burr said that when they buy me a fucking sandwich, then I'll worry about it. You know, none of the presidential candidates ever bought you a sandwich. Yeah, they did give you the steamies, but then fucking took it back 3 times over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What an average
I
American.
mean, when the average person is talking politics, majority of the time it's entertainment. We're talking about the bullshit and the crazy things going on. Like it's a reality
Yeah.
TV show, entertainment. You know, it doesn't not only until voting time comes around is when like, all right, now it's time to make real decisions as a voter or whatever, right?
But you know what
besides
was
then,
the
just talking bullshit.
funniest thing, bro? Out of this whole Epstein debacle, where everyone was hoping Trump is gonna be on one of those fucking lists, he's nowhere to be found.
yeah, I don't think I even saw the list. I saw Stephen Hawking memes. That was pretty
Those
funny.
memes
The
are
fucking
hilarious.
website crashed literally 2 minutes after they released the list. Website crashed and never been back up.
Really
Yeah,
interesting.
So
I'm sure somebody saved
the
it.
thing
right?
is, the thing
They
is,
got part of it.
that's the whole thing.
I thought
Everybody been
That's it.
I thought
everybody
part
been-
of it was
From what I
that
heard.
they only released a certain part of the list because they gave the list to the reporters for them to.
reporters
pick-
that
pick
had the
out-
list already. They had it for 2
Yeah,
years.
but they're the ones that are supposed to be like putting out the information.
They're expecting the press to just release it.
But they did put it on the website, and the internet went up. Was like, "Can somebody give us screenshots of this shit?" No one has screenshots. Otherwise, it would have been out by now.
You seen the memes where they're like, how they thought Epstein, they were saying Epstein had, not Epstein, but Hawking would have like
Midget stuff. Yeah.
Midget solving fucking
solving
equations.
problems on boards that were like too high or whatever.
Yeah,
That shit
yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah,
See, like, I don't believe for one second that Stephen Hawking was having underage orgies.
no,
like they
obviously
said.
not, bro.
But I
Like,
think it was
mean,
funny as fuck to talk about. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean,
It's a
yeah.
funny idea to entertain, you know, theoretically, like
I was never a fan of the guy.
hypothetically.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know what that's gonna happen. It's
It's gonna
interesting.
be interesting.
I'm
this
not.
time next year, we're gonna be in a very different atmosphere.
I'm putting one. I would put my own name in, but since
Oh
I'm
my
not born
God.
here, I can't do it. So I'm gonna put one of my friends' name in, who's born here as the presidential candidate. You know, 'cause I refuse to vote for either one of them.
I think this year, worldwide is like one of the biggest election years ever. Like a bunch of different countries like have like
And
their presidential elections or whatever their elections are. Like multiple countries. I think it's like 40.
very radical changes going on.
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
did
like,
you see
got
Davos?
Argentina.
Davos was going on. Argentina's president went out there for 25
saw that,
minutes.
yeah.
Bro, laid into
I'm surprised they let him.
everyone.
I'm surprised they let him.
Me too. I'm surprised they let him too because he's very libertarian. And
What'd
this
he
is
say?
the
What'd he
first time
say?
ever. Bro, he fucking just ripped
I think he
everyone
was
a new
like,
one.
yeah, I think he was just kind of like tearing down socialism,
Yeah.
lifting up capitalism, which was what the big shift with Argentina is.
Yeah, the
and what he's wanting to
libertarianism,
do.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, bro, he fucking tore everyone. Now, he's
He looks like a
character,
motherfucker
too.
who has some shit to say.
He's a character too, bro. It looks like he still listens to Beatles, you know.
That's what I'm
on
saying.
the
He looks like he
down
definitely
low,
got
you know what I
something.
mean? But I mean, this guy went on the fucking streets with a chainsaw and would just run his chainsaw
saw
like
that, yeah.
how he's gonna slash all the spending and shit with a chainsaw. And he's
the
like going
fuck?
at it.
That
Yeah.
was his campaign on the streets, like obviously without the chain itself on there, but like
Yeah, and
That's
then
funny.
they would interview him. He would have this blackboard of things, and there would be like parts of the government, and he would come up to one of the parts, go afuera, 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 like pretty much we're kicking him out, you know, like con cost. So they elected him. Well, let's see what's gonna happen because Argentina has been fucking. I don't know how many times they dollarized the country because they can't keep their shit together. You know what I mean? And government is so corrupt that their economy is doing so bad. One of the biggest countries in South America, and they're just like doing really bad, you know, which is crazy to me. They have the resources, they have everything. If anything, they can fucking export the beef that they got, you know, one of the best beef in the world, you know. But I don't know, man. I don't know. So that's gonna be interesting. That whole Davos thing. Yeah, you're right. I don't know how they let him talk.
Yeah, wasn't it funny when we went to Colombia that we went to that Argentinian steakhouse and that was the most like food we had?
Yeah, it was the air food because I
Yeah.
think it was just like them pretending it to be an Argentinian.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I've ever had any Argentinian beef.
Oh, there's a good place in Ybor if you ever want
Oh, yeah?
Argentinian beef. It's like
I don't want
behind
to
the.
go to Ybor. I'd rather not.
Well, it's,
Same. I feel the same way.
It's not on the main track, so you don't
Okay.
have to deal with it. It's like behind the train tracks, like
Okay.
behind the main
I'll go
buildings.
for lunch.
Yeah.
Thumbs
So-
out.
You're a Tesla driver, but you're in Florida, so you don't gotta
Why
worry
the
about
chicken's
this.
gonna attack you?
Yeah, right.
But apparently, chargers stopped working up north with freezing temperatures going around for
So
Teslas.
I did a
Yeah.
little bit of reading about this, bro. The problem is these people are not priming their batteries,
Yeah,
and
you
to
gotta
prime
prime
the
that,
batteries
yeah.
with Tesla, you have to drive it for a couple of miles to get the batteries hot. in a cold.
No, they have a setting on the app.
They
You
have the
can-
setting
you
in
can
the app, prime it.
Yeah,
Yep.
right away. Yeah.
People don't do this, and then they get there, so the battery is cold and it's not taking the charge and the speed that it should take to charge, right? And then they'll sit in a car running their heat while they're trying to charge the car, and the battery is cold, so it's not. So it's definitely like a human error,
user error,
user error, 100% user error. And have you noticed how many fucking of these articles since he bought the Twitter and started being the biggest troll in the world? How many of these fucking articles are coming out?
All the
Like Tesla this, Tesla that, to the point where shares of Tesla was up. They went down 30%, bro. 30% shares went down.
If he thought smoking weed on Joe Rogan was bad,
Yeah.
Tesla
And then they
hasn't.
were like, oh, he does parties and does a bunch of drugs. And I'm like, listen, leave alone. With all the drugs that he's done and all the partying he's done, he gave you fucking great products, number one. And
Went to
number two,
space.
you were going to slash the space program completely. He said, no, don't worry about it. I'll make him pointy. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you can't.
So, do you guys remember this? Did you see the Snoop Dogg thing that went when he was like, "I'm giving up smoking weed" or whatever?
I heard
that
about that,
whole
yeah.
publicity stunt.
Was that a real thing or
No.
was
It,
it like
no, it was a publicity stunt
stunt?
because he was
I knew it would be.
because he was promoting a smokeless grill or whatever it was, or smokeless fire
There's
pit, something
always
like that,
something.
right?
Always something.
So, the company's CEO was removed due to poor sales after this stunt.
No shit.
So I guess it didn't go well.
Actually, what was the name of the Martha Stewart? Go on there, and I want to hear you if it's a yay
Snoop
or
Dogg's
nay.
only 52.
Yeah, dude,
Wow,
Martha
I thought he was
Stewart.
older than that.
Yeah, I thought he
Martha
was probably
Stewart,
like
He
60.
latest
looks like he's
thirst
I thought he
trap.
was all the
Dude.
blunts.
Man,
Latest stunt.
thirst trap.
Martha Stewart
What?
latest thirst
What the
trap.
fuck?
Thirst
You-
trap,
I don't
yeah.
know if
Thirst
I want to
trap.
see this.
Yeah. come
Martha
on.
Stewart latest thirst trap.
Just posted a total thirst
Is
trap.
this what
It's
you're
the first
into
thing.
at
Hit
3 a.m.?
images. Hit
Yeah, right,
images, bro.
this is
This
the
lady's
things where-
like 82 years old. 82 years old, and no, not this one. There's one in front of the mirror. Oh, yeah, that one. No, go down. That one to the yeah, that one. She posted that picture, the one on the right,
Oh, the one on the right. Yeah.
and she's 82 years old. Yay or nay?
You look a little bit too happy, Jay.
Yay or nay? Come on.
She's 82.
She's like 82 years old,
Wow.
bro.
See,
I thought her and Snoop Dogg same age.
I was
That's
just
what I
about to
was
say
thinking.
she does not look like an
All right, good
82-year-old
for her.
woman.
Is
That's
it-
for
is it-
sure.
Did her well.
Is it a yes or?
It's still a nay.
All right. How about this? Do Amy Schumer
That's like, I
latest
don't want to
thirst
answer this
trap?
Oh, I don't
question.
know if I want to see that.
Amy Schumer latest thirst trap.
Thirst trap. I love how
Is this
they...
what you're searching?
Nah, bro.
This is the.
No,
These
don't
are
worry
the
about it.
things.
How do you know how to find
These
all
are the
this stuff?
things I'm getting on Discord at
Man,
3 in the
this
morning.
is the
I don't
shit
want to
that I
look at your
caught.
targeted ads, man.
Yeah, this is no, that's not it. Go down. There's one. No, there's one. She's in a bathtub. Do bathtub.
What the fuck is this?
Fuck, these are very descriptive, yo. Amy Schumer bathtub.
Yeah.
What
No,
the fuck?
there's another one. View image. No,
I mean, this is what seems to be
No.
going viral right now.
no.
You
That's
sure it's
it.
not that? It has to be that.
That's definitely not it.
Yo, what the fuck are these
She
pictures of this
apparently
girl,
posted
bro?
a picture after having a baby. It's been a year since she had a baby, and she put that on there to like promote that whole it's okay to be this. Oh, that one right there. That picture. Go down. The one with the pink. No, you. Which one you had it on before?
What was the last picture you
Last
clicked?
picture you were
Yeah,
on.
click that.
Yeah, go down. That one right there. She posted that. There's a whole body of her
Okay.
with that, and I was like, I don't know, Amy. You probably want to fucking do something about it. It's been a year.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, man. So these are the two things that trended last week, and it was her and fucking Martha Stewart. So what would you say if you were to pick, Martha
Oh my
Stewart
God.
or Amy Schumer?
How old is Schumer?
I feel like Amy Schumer is just insufferable to listen to. So
Yeah,
I'd get some good recipes out of Martha.
a good recipe. Good
But she's
recipes.
double the age, bro.
Good recipes. I'll get that insider trading trading
Yeah,
recipe
she's got
from
the-
her.
Yeah, she's got
Shit.
the snacks.
Dude, that's double the age, bro.
Yes.
Double the
So,
wrinkles.
I'll buy you Tesla stocks.
bro, Amy Schumer, no way. Can you imagine waking up to that every fucking morning?
Yikes. Yeah.
Martha's got dust.
Listen, dust is better than that attitude. I'm sorry.
Shit.
I mean, I'm sorry.
I mean, I still don't want to pick one.
Well, I know, obviously. I wouldn't give you a good choice. I have to give you a shit one, obviously. But yeah, I don't know if I'll be all about it, you know.
You guys know about Arnold Schwarzenegger? He got detained at the airport because of his watch.
Why?
What?
It was too pricey, so he didn't declare
How
it.
did they know?
Yo,
How do they know the price of the watch?
Fucking way.
Yeah, apparently he didn't declare it, and
A watch aficionado at TSA?
he was supposed to be selling it in Austria, one of his non-profit organizations for climate change.
Oh.
What kind? I'm curious on what kind of watch it was.
So the watch, it's an Audemars Piguet.
Okay.
The watch in and of itself still got sold and still got given to the foundation, but he wasn't keeping it. It got taken from him.
What AP though? Because man, it's got to be a fucking flashy AP.
That part I don't remember. Audemars.
Just put AP.
Yeah, I don't. Oh. That one maybe.
No, go back.
No.
Hit the GQ one. Go down. GQ one. Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, it's a one of a kind AP. Okay, I saw that on the article thing. Okay.
Now, okay, so I want you to go to the Instagram reel we got, and guys, I need you to have not this one. There's another one that was out. Then that one. Yep, that one. I want you to put the headphones on and listen to this because I think you and Eddie gonna be in agreement with this, which I'm not. So.
Any context, or we're just listening?
Nope, we're just gonna listen to this.
Here we go.
A sushi chef who are like really good at English, like especially like
Yeah.
talkative sushi chef. Japanese sushi chef should be like really
Silent into their work.
Yeah, and
Like Jiro.
craftsman. Yeah, Jiro. Yeah, I prefer amigo sushi, like sushi cooked by Mexicans. That's the best sushi in America. Amigo sushi is the best of the best. Yeah.
Mexicans make good food though. They're the best
Yeah,
at food.
every single food
Yeah,
for
they're
all
good
over the
at
world,
all.
right?
Yeah.
They're genius. I don't trust sushi chef who are.
So what do you
like, really
you say
good
you
at- good
agree or
at
disagree?
Because remember, we had this argument. You were saying that you would fucking take a taco over Asian food, and I was saying that I would take Asian food over tacos. And I know Matt fucking loves tacos just like you do.
So Asian food as a whole versus just tacos. No, I would pick Asian food.
How would you take Asian or Mexican food?
Now Asian or Mexican food as a whole, that becomes more difficult. But at the same time, Mexican food, a lot of Mexican food is very similar to what I eat as Dominican food.
What if you pick the country instead of just Asian?
Japanese. Let's talk about Japanese.
Japanese food versus Mexican. I think I might still take Japanese actually.
Really?
But now when you put tacos as a sole dish against something maybe
So he was talking about sushi.
like sushi.
So let's say sushi or tacos. Because I know you both love sushi and tacos, but I also know that
I
fucking
really love sushi. But I will say that now I've eaten enough sushi to where when I go, like any place here around here, I'm like, but I
He just said
enjoy it.
Amigo Sushi is the best sushi.
I get it, but tacos, bro, good. Like fucking tacos with like fresh corn tortilla, great al pastor, bro. There's nothing that beats that shit.
What do you think, man? What do you think?
It's funny. I was first off, I've never heard of Amigo Sushi before, but
You know, it's funny. They make Dominicans make sushi in Dominican Republic, and they put like plantains on it.
Oh,
And shit. Yeah.
Plantains and pork belly.
My favorite cheap sushi to get whenever I go to a restaurant, you know how they always have the specialty rolls, and then they got the cheap rolls.
Right.
Favorite cheap roll to get is a Mexican roll. I like it's a staple every time. It doesn't matter if they don't have it. If they don't have it on the menu, I tell them what it is so they can make sure they can make it.
What is a
all
Mexican
it is
roll?
is just it's just fried shrimp. It's fried shrimp and whatever else is in it. That's the main thing. What's Mexican roll?
Yeah, avocado.
Yeah, that, right there. Yeah, the orange whatever's on top. Yeah, you got avocado in it. That's the best cheap one you could possibly
See,
get.
I'm not a fan of avocado, so there you go.
Oh man, yeah, but I guess that's what makes it Mexican. Is it the avocado? Avocados from Mexico.
Yeah.
It's got like a sauce inside of it.
That's
like
not
a little
that's
pico.
not
That's
Mexican
not
roll right
Mexican
there. I
roll,
don't know
bro.
what that is.
That's a
That's a
flamboyant
Cancun
roll.
roll.
Yeah, the Mexican roll was the one.
No,
that,
but that's it. So it was funny. But if I had to pick one, like sushi or Japanese food versus Mexican, I'm gonna pick Mexican every single time. Like, oh my gosh, I love it so much.
I don't know, guys. I'm still
See,
going
but the thing
Japanese,
is, this is
100%,
what
not
I'm gonna
even
ready.
fucking doubt.
Listen to this. Ready? You say Mexican food versus Japanese,
uh-huh.
but then like a lot of
I honestly can't think of anything other
a,
than sushi.
a lot of you're not wrong. A lot of Mexican food is like the same variety,
It's the
just
same
like
thing.
as a
Different
lot of
shell.
other Latino foods.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
oh yeah, for sure.
as a Dominican, I already eat rice, beans, and chicken all the fucking time.
Okay.
Mine just might be cooked a little bit differently.
Bro,
whatever.
if anything, listen, stop.
Everything's exotic
If
to me.
anything, bro, if anything, Mexican food is probably the furthest away of all the Latin foods. Because, you know, you take Colombia, you take Costa Rica, you take Argentina, you take even Brazil, right? Like the food, even Dominican Republic, their
Soul
food is
food.
pretty similar, but the Mexicans go the extra mile. They put the different color sauces on top, the poblanos, the this, the that, the third,
I don't know,
the
man.
fourth.
It's all really just a variety. Like even tamales, right? Like we make what they call pastel en hoja, which instead of with corn, we make it with like plantain, but it's almost like very similar thing. It's all, like I said, it's just like a different variation of the same dish. I would say that places like Colombia and Peru have more like
Well, Peru, I
thing.
can't bring in Peru.
Peru
into
beats
this.
every country in the world.
Yeah, because Peru, they took the good Asian food, and they took the good Spanish food, and they made a baby out of it. You know what I mean? Like Peru is it.
So like I really enjoy good fried rice, like with egg or whatever, right? I have never had better fried rice than a Peruvian fried, like what they call chaufa. Oh my fucking god, it is! I want some right now.
Yeah, but yeah. So those are my controversial shits that I had for the day, guys.
And when you go to like a Peruvian restaurant, it comes up as like Asian style fried rice, but they make it better than any Asian place I've ever been to.
Okay.
So go to some of the other articles that I had out. So passive investing. Cause I know you're still big into the investing part.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So how's that going for you?
It's going well. Yeah. I've
You're still big on the oil and stuff.
Pretty diversified. Not as big. I've moved a little bit more into high yield savings accounts right now. Just kind of money on the sidelines.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, not everything. I think I'm probably about 70% cash right now. I would consider that cash high yield savings.
Yeah, of course.
Where it can be pretty liquid pretty quickly. But yeah, I definitely have a really good diversified. I'm young enough to have a really higher risk portfolio, so I'm happy about it. So it's all going well. I'm trying to be less active.
Yeah,
the time in the market versus timing the market mentality. So
yeah, because passive investing has been proven all throughout the industry. Passive investing always outbeats active investing. Difference between passive is you buy it and you sit on it. That's it. You don't sell it, nothing. You just kind of keep it. Versus active, where you're constantly in and out. Well, not daily or monthly. Even within a year, a couple of times.
Gotcha.
Big into dollar cost averaging.
Yeah, dollar cost averaging.
I just have my brokerage that I feed. I have one account that I feed weekly into, one account that I feed monthly into, and those are crushing it. It's. I wish I knew it sooner. I wish I could have seen the.
And he was the biggest zealot of not investing. Remember back in the day when we were talking about, you're like, that's just gambling. I don't know if I can do it. And the next thing you know, like a couple years down the road, it's like,
no,
bro, you won't
COVID,
believe this. Yeah.
COVID to me, I'm like, hey, that's a big dip.
Yeah.
Let's get in there. So that was nice and lucrative. But yeah, after that, and I definitely, there were my instances where I lost my ass, but overall doing really well. And I would say it's because of that big COVID dip, but I've learned along the way. So now I'm just like, okay, don't treat it like a casino. I'm back to that.
Yeah.
But put the money in there and let it do its work.
Yeah, let it do its work. Yeah, because I think that's pretty important. Because we all know Social Security might not be there when we grow up.
Oh, I'm assuming it's not. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Forget Social Security. I can't even count that.
You gotta fend for yourself.
And this was the article was about the actual Teslas in a cold. So that's why I put that out there. We already touched on that a little bit. Yeah, so this one, Coder busted the myth of Bitcoin anonymity. So I thought this was interesting because everyone was talking about, how Bitcoin is anonymous. Hey, Miggy, can you read just a little bit of it? Start somewhere in the middle. Because majority of the time, the beginning of the articles are just a bunch of horse shit.
Anonymous. Can't they track whose wallet's whose?
Yes. Now with Bitcoin, they can. There's only 2 coins that they cannot track. I think one of them is Monero, and the other one is this Zcoin or something like that was created by an university that was funded by the United States government. So is it really anonymous?
Well, I think the big thing is I think there's called Bit Tornado or something. What
yeah,
is
when they're mixers and stuff like that. Yeah, that you jump. But
basically, they take coins and mix them around between transactions, and you still get the same amount of coin, but
digital money laundering.
Yeah. Yes.
It's a very good article. It's very long.
Oh, just copy paste all this in ChatGPT. Say sum it up for me.
Give it to me in 3 sentences.
Yeah, give me the spark notes. I do that.
Yeah. So that was that, and then you're still bearish on crypto.
Yeah. I think it's just so I understand its viability. I think at this point right now it also is a gamble. Especially the smaller tokens. I don't know. Do they have a better term than shit token?
No.
Like, no,
shitcoin.
Is that what they're just
Shitcoin.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin's here to stay. Don't get me wrong about that. But I think the use cases are very limited.
Yep.
Blockchain, a big believer in that. But as far as cryptocurrencies go, no, I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't see a value. I mean, what's the value other than people trading it, which is...
Well, see, the thing is,
use case wise, I mean, what can that do that money cannot
give you
do?
a rock.
Other than
if you give me a rock.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the zealots came out and said, "Oh my God, they just approved the ETF." You know, ARK Invest with Kathy Woods.
Yeah, but that's just all speculative stuff.
But the thing was, they get all happy. Oh, it's going mainstream. It's going mainstream. And then one thing they all fucking missed and went right through their fingers is like, you understand what's gonna happen the minute this comes out and becomes something that everyone can do. Is gonna get fucking regulated. The whole thing about the cryptocurrency was that it's unregulated. That's why it made it such a good value proposition, because it's unregulated. Yes, there's a ton of risk to it, but it's unregulated. Nobody can come in and say no this, no that. But now, since they're making a Bitcoin mainstream, it's gonna get regulated. The minute it gets regulated, guess who's gonna be making money? Not you, not me, not him. It's gonna be the big companies, the J.P. Morgans, the Chases, the city, the big, and that's gonna be the end of that, right?
I mean, all that has to happen is at any point, U.S. government can say, "Hey, I don't want this to challenge the dollar. This is now illegal in the U.S." Or at least illegal to do, let's say, business transactions. Well, that's all they have to do, and then where's the value now? Other than trying to hide transactions, which if a business, if they say, "Hey, businesses can no longer change in cryptocurrency, otherwise there's a penalty," I promise you, as a business owner, I'm not going to risk it. I will just take your cash. That's fine.
Yeah. And then another thing is fucking spaced out, but that whole tracking thing, you know, there's no way the government is going to allow. The whole thing with the blockchain, United States government already created the blockchain for the United States dollar. We have it.
Central bank digital currency.
Central bank digital currency, yeah.
CBDC.
Yep, we already have it. It's going there because it's the natural progression of money, right?
Unless Trump gets in, that's what he just announced yesterday. He's like, if I get in, that will never be a thing.
Yeah. So I gotta stay on a, like, even if he gets in, it's gonna happen. Whether it's gonna happen now or later, it's gonna happen. The reason I say it's gonna happen because you gotta think about the progression of money, how it all started. Back in the day, there was a trade. I'll give you a fur of a fucking beaver, you give me fur of the fucking deer. And then it went into, I'll have a bunch of grain, I need to store it somewhere. They took it to the grain facilities, right? And then they got the fucking IOU in the paper that was like, okay, he owes me a bushel of grain. And then that became the currency, right? The paper money. You know, there was gold in between somewhere there, and then it became the paper money because gold was harder to carry, so they went to cash. And then we made it all digital because now it's easier to create the money digitally, you know what I mean, versus like keeping cash. That's why we're trying to get rid of cash. Another reason is because there's no way to really track cash in a good way. So I think eventually we're going to go to completely, electronic money. Which, you know, a lot of people are afraid they're going to get turn off your faucet on you. I'm like, yeah, they would do that if you're doing some fucking crooked ass shit on a side. They'll turn off the faucet on you.
It's definitely going to be a new learning process for a lot of people because when you transition to credit cards, how many people are like, how do I use this? You know?
Yeah, the people are going to learn. Like, I mean, just like there's like paying with your phone. I mean, now everyone pays with their phone.
I guess what I'm trying to get at, it's still going to be a little bit of a show. It's
my in-law doesn't know how to use a credit card.
Yeah, but this is one out of fucking how many?
Yeah,
you know I mean,
but yeah, it's funny. Like when I was first got together with Emily, all the time it'd be like, damn, I gotta leave right now. Why? Because my dad's gotta go to the store to buy this, and he doesn't know how to he doesn't have cash right now or whatever. Like his mom, my girlfriend's mom will literally take out cash for him, and that's all he carries. He doesn't have a single card on him because he doesn't know how to use it.
Yeah, I think that it's coming. I think it's coming, but we'll see. So I don't know. Just like you said, like, you know, we continue looking at the shit unless you get it your own.
There's always pushback, man. Like, for example, like we were talking about on Tuesday with me and my dad and so we have like a handheld we got to use for the inventory and all the invoices and stuff, right? And we go to accounts to drop off merchandise. And man, he gets so frustrated with that goddamn handheld. And you know, not
can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, and you know, he's really he's one of the people who told me, you know, a lot of old people are frustrated with technology, and their only problem is that they don't care to learn and keep up with it, right? And he's pretty good about it, right? Like my dad, he likes to read the instructional, like legit learn about it and try and figure it out. And he's still like that with the handheld. Sometimes like, bro, let me do it. And he's like, no, I want to learn, right? But he gets so frustrated with that thing. It's crazy. And the system on it is shit, right? The software that we use for that is horrible. It's horrendous.
They need Matt. Hey, company, if you're listening to us, you need Matt.
It is horrendous. Yeah, Bimbo, you need to hire this man. It is horrendous. Like certain businesses you go to, like the invoices will split for certain purchase merchandise, and then it won't split for others. It just confuses the shit out of you, and yeah, it's horrible.
So, boys, we're getting closer and trying to figure out how the fucking pyramids were built.
I'm so interested in this topic. I love this stuff.
See, this is my thing is, every time I hear like the explanation, like Jay one time told me, like, oh yeah, they figured out that they can move the rock.
Sound waves?
No. How they moved all the big stones and stuff, right? Yeah. Oh, the guy figured out they could do this, and that's still called bullshit.
This one they're talking about the water. Okay. That they actually used water to do all that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard sound. I heard sound because that's I think the big thing that I've heard, it kind of went down the rabbit trail, and I'm sure there's a million different rabbit trails on like how they did it, but was the manipulation of physics through sound. It's just a different form of technology that they used to have, and then it's kind of a lost ancient technology.
So the fuck, whether they were just blown into like a tubas or something?
Look up how the pyramids were built using sound, and it's they were able to manipulate sound waves and everything on how to kind of levitate these the giant stones. Yeah, vibration sounds and all this stuff, sound waves to move the stones where they needed to be. And so there's a whole rabbit trail. I mean, this is like one of those like laying in bed like 3 in the morning. I watched 5 videos on this.
When you said maybe like a constant sub under a rock, so that it kind of like levitated off of the ground. And they were able to push it.
So I think at the end of the day, though, it's the manipulation of actual physics. So the one thing that they didn't have back in the day was electricity, and so think of a standard engine. Once the engine was made, there have been different iterations of it, but for the most part, it's been the exact same thing.
Yeah, combustion.
Almost, you don't even have to reinvent it, except until Elon Musk comes out with that thing. But it's the same thing with electricity now. It's like, okay, well, we don't have to figure out how to manipulate physics. We got electricity that's going. We can leverage that. But they didn't have electricity at the time, so they figured out different ways to leverage what they had, and they started better understanding physics. And I could be completely wrong. This is just kind of the trail I went down. It's just very interesting.
So
obviously,
go back to
I'm not
going
to be the one that's like, hey, this is. I mean, you have people that have dedicated their lives, generations, to figuring this out, and they still can't. So.
Go back to the article and just read a little bit of it, because I think it's pretty interesting how they're talking about the water and stuff.
I think it's crazy. At least 2 to 3 times a year, you hear about new things being discovered in the pyramids. To this day, we literally read something the other day. New tunnel, like literally, like I think it was like a cubic foot, around a cubic foot, and like they put like a little camera through it.
Go down.
And then they got to this wall that was placed there, and they got past it, and there was another room behind it. It was like crazy.
Dude, it's awesome. I love it.
So I love the pyramids conversation. I like the aliens theory. That's my favorite one.
That's just the easiest one.
That's my favorite one though. I think it's because it's instilled in my brain because my dad used to watch this one show. Fuck, it was this show back in the day, and like
Stargates or some shit.
No, it was goddamn, I'll ask him and he'll know. But the show was basically about aliens completely, and a lot of it was around the pyramids.
Star Trek?
No, it was like an actual show, like.
Okay, so they used the Nile River to transport the
documentary show, kind of.
How did they stack the stones using water, though? That's the big thing. Is like
the fuck they
I
got
think
it
one
up
part
there.
of it is how did they transport it from where they think the stones came from, but then how did they stack them?
Transport massive stones to the desert and then go down. To validate this hypothesis, researchers first had to obtain study ancient soil samples from Giza, blah blah blah.
A study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academy of Science states that the former waterscape and higher river levels around 4,500 years ago facilitated the construction of the Giza Pyramid Complex. Not only did this discovery confirm the existence of the tributary, but it also bolstered the theory that it was instrumental in transporting the stone slabs that would later become an integral part of the pyramid's construction. Moreover, the meticulous research unearthed the biodiversity hotspot. The team identified an astounding 61 species of plants during their analysis, providing a richer picture of the ancient Egyptian landscape. Environmental geographer Haider Sheisha, who was part of the research group, articulated the significance of this find. Without this tributary, Sheisha explained, it would have been virtually impossible to build pyramids. It acted as a natural conveyor belt, easing the logistical nightmare of moving such enormous stone blocks.
Okay, so it talks about how they get the stones there.
How
What
they get
about
it
the whole,
up?
like,
Yeah.
building it upwards.
Right.
The spark that ignited this groundbreaking research was a fascinating piece of papyrus discovered in the Red Sea.
Papyrus. Yeah,
Discovered in the Red
paper.
Sea. This historical document detailed the account of an officer named Mir, who was tasked with transporting limestone up the Nile to a construction site in Giza.
Oh shit.
When Shisha was introduced to the I can't say
Papyrus.
that. Papyrus. I can't remember how to say that. It immediately caught our attention. I was so interested because this confirms that the transport of the pyramid's building materials were moved over the water. She revealed in an interview with the New York Times, understanding more about the environment and infrastructure of that time can help decode the perplexing enigma of the pyramid's construction, she emphasized. The revelation that the ancient Egyptians may have used a network of natural waterways to facilitate the movement of the pyramid's construction materials is a testament to their ingenuity. It not only provides a plausible explanation for the construction of these wonders, but also a captivating glimpse to resourceful and adaptability. That's it.
So yeah, we still
I don't know what that told me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
they told us how they got it there.
They say that they transported it by water, but my thing is like, how do they move it even to the from the site to the water, out of the water, right? Like,
don't ask those questions, man. They just did.
They just did, right?
Well, they're probably at that point that comes into the Da Vinci's whole lever systems and things like that to lift things up.
That I heard about the pyramids is that the committee that kind of regulates that, the government, doesn't ever really want people to find out how they were built because they would lose all tourism.
Yeah, lose the interest.
I don't know if they'll lose the interest. I think people fucking destroy those motherfuckers because they go in there.
And nobody goes to the pyramids thinking they're going to figure it the fuck out. Like as a tourist, you don't go there thinking you're going to figure it out.
It's like a great wonder because nobody knows.
I guess it creates the hype.
What other reason you need to even talk about
I guess
other than the pyramids?
You don't fucking,
right.
You don't want to see the. I want to see the fucking pyramids.
I guess that's true.
Shit, how it's fucking.
I guess
done.
that's true. I did just say we still see articles 2-3 times a year of how they find new things. You know, if they were to figure it out, they're gonna stop caring, and that hype will start to die down. The world's not gonna keep looking at it as much.
Yeah, go to the next one.
You guys realize, I was thinking Miggy was reading this shit, and I'm like, damn, this man reads like a fucking computer.
This is I want to talk about.
We
this.
used to use
you
this,
as a
man.
business owner and stuff.
I think
like that.
DEI is inherently racist.
Yes, I do agree with that.
It's all about race. It's all about quotas. There's no longer merits.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about meeting a quota.
And
I'm a big anti DEI.
And then United just
obviously coming from me, a white man, I get it, but I just I want to hire the best. Like,
correct.
Why would I not want that?
Correct.
And it's not because I think other races are not good at things. There are plenty of races, plenty of genders in positions of power, and that are much smarter than me. And they're there for a reason, not because they've been hoisted up and said, "Hey, even though you're an idiot because of your skin color or your whatever your genitals are, you need to be in this position." It's racist to me.
We talked about this on the pod one time actually, and the consensus is that it's kind of a double-edged sword in a sense where you're right, the best person qualified for the job should get the job, but at the same time, in the world, we still have racist, sexist people, and that's where they're trying to implement these rules, right?
Let me go to
so
an
it's one of those
extreme on
things
this
where
one.
it's double-edged sword. I feel like.
Let me go to an extreme. For example, engineering as a profession itself, majority of engineering students are men. They're not women, right? So when a guy goes to get hired, let's say they're fresh out of college, a guy and a girl, the girl is going to get hired. Why? Because they need to meet their quotas. Right. Because they need to meet their quotas of women being in there, right? It doesn't mean that this woman is necessarily smarter or better in any way. They're going to hire her because it's like that. For example, cops will have women-only postings, which means they're hiring women only. If that ever was men only, there would be a complete fucking uproar out there. Firefighters have found that they will skip women on their PT like requirements so they can become firefighters, and they'll give them multiple chances to pass after they have become firefighters.
Hilarious. I saw a firefighter truck today, right? And I noticed the chick driving it was probably heavier than I am. I was like, who the fuck is she gonna carry? I literally had that thought. I was like, yo, that like not nothing against her. I mean, I can't talk shit. I'm a big dude, but in all reality, what are you doing? Like, supposed to be a firefighter?
Yeah. So I think this is terrible, because why should an employee worry about getting in trouble for hiring someone that they want to hire? Because that would be stupid. Like, there's this whole thing of like, oh, women get paid less than men do, blah, blah, like this and that. If that's the case, why are fucking business owners around the world hiring men to work? If I can pay a woman less, that means more money for me. Why wouldn't I just hire a bunch of women? It makes like, no fucking sense.
It's like I said, Jay, the world, the hiring circumstances aren't perfect. So you still have these bigots of sexists and racists in the world, and that's why they're trying to protect people.
No, I get that. But, you know, when you do that, that's fine. It's good. But then when you overshoot it and now you're hiring people that don't belong there.
I get it. You
know,
well, how would you not overshoot it then? What kind of implementations would you make?
Remove the names. I would say remove the names and their interests.
Hire I just
straight
find
up
it hard to not hire based on merits. You need to hire based off of colorless attributes of a person.
Yep. What just their curriculum vitae, not what they're interested in and what's their name. None of that shit. Remove that from the application. What they have done in their life, and this is how you hire by.
Yeah, but then
completely remove that.
What about when you go to a job and maybe not something like engineering or whatever, but or something random? You got to go do an in-person interview, right? This person's gonna see you. They're gonna recognize you. They're gonna, and they'll have their opinions about you, right? Like
I understand, but then at least now you have a chance of the best candidate sitting down in front of these people, right?
I don't know what the long-term goal of it is.
What
is the long-term goal? You're not encouraging people to get better.
Yeah. You're not.
You're it's supposed to be a crutch. I get it. It's supposed to. I think the whole point of it, it's supposed to fix systemic racism from years past, decades past. But I don't think by saying, okay, you don't have to be good enough anymore, we'll take care of the rest for you.
Yeah.
That's not helping the longevity. There's no long-term goal there. I just don't understand it.
So big companies that have a bunch of money to waste, and that's going to be a write-off for them, like one more person here, one more person there, that they're not doing their job, is okay for them. But the business owners that are just starting, they have only few employees that need to worry about this shit, makes no sense to me. Especially when you're taking off, especially when you're getting your gears together. You're a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah, you got a little bit, couple of $100,000 here to give away to meet your DEI quotas, whatever. It is what it is, right? Because you're going to have to fucking write off that money somehow. But like somebody that's got only 10 or 20 employees, you want the best fucking people on there. That's your fucking baby.
I get it.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear that, oh, well, I should hire this person because X, Y, Z. What the fuck do you mean because of this, not because of that? Like, I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in, what they can bring to my company. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to pay them money. Yeah. They're going to make me money. That's how I look at it.
I have, obviously, I'm just going to be one small anecdotal evidence here. But I have 4 employees. 3 of them are women. 1 is a man. All hired based off of how good they are at things.
Yes.
At how good they are, the interview process, the value I thought they were going to bring to the company, not the color of their skin that they're going to bring to the company, not what gender they are. Yeah. Like, are you going to be great? Are you going to help build this company up? That's why I'm hiring you.
Yeah.
And it's I see super talented people across everything. I'm not understanding the point of DEI, especially when you're saying you need to be like, you will be better. Like, congratulations on how you were born. Like, you now get a lift up. That is, I don't know how that's not racism.
So
whether it's like good racism, like, hey, you're being rewarded for being a certain color.
Yeah.
But that's still racism, even though it's not the same as like, hey, screw you for being this color. It's just a different form of congratulations for being this color.
Yeah, I definitely see how you would feel that way. As you're not racist, so you don't view it that way.
I just don't understand either side. Like, discriminating against people in a negative way or lifting people up in a positive way. Like, if you want equality, you got to treat everybody equally, and that is not treating people equally.
If anything, that's putting more separation.
But let me ask you this though, because I agree with you, and like I said, I kind of understand both sides in the sense where, what do you think they should implement for? I get that there's not, most people aren't racist, right? But then there are those that are racist or sexist. Right?
Usually not the most successful people in businesses.
Right.
Yes.
But what do you think they should implement for those people to not be, hiring based off of those things? Because there is nothing. This is what you got.
That's why you should have a hiring committee. It shouldn't be just one person.
Do you think some of the more successful people, CEOs, hiring people in HR, there are a lot of racism, racist.
Like I said, most people aren't. Right. Majority of people aren't.
Especially the success. Like if you are just a natural racist, if that is a core part of your personality, there is no way you're going to succeed, especially in America.
Right. But I think that where this mostly applies is like the manager at Target that's hiring. The manager at, that's where I think this really really is where it's being used the most. Is these like small hiring positions for these big corporations at these, the local Walmart or whatever, right? That's where I think this is going to happen. Okay. So not your big CEOs and companies. Let me give you you said those guys are successful, they're smart, and most of them aren't.
Let me give you a scenario.
Small likelihood they're racist.
So let me give you a scenario.
You're right, and just to finish this thought, I am definitely thinking from a higher end perspective, like an officer level. I'm not really thinking at the bottom employee, like boots on the ground.
You have to think about that's where the most people are. That's where the majority of people are employed.
Yeah, and you're right. And I have not. You're right. I wasn't considering that.
That's why I said I understand both sides.
For sure.
Right?
So let me give you a hypothetical.
Hot, bro.
Yeah.
It's hot. I'm gonna go.
Let me give.
This problem real quick.
So let me give you a hypothetical. Oh, when he comes back, but because I want to pick his brain, because I don't want to fucking repeat it anyway. What do you got on this watch? Let's talk about this watch, and then we'll go to. Neo vintage 40mm Rolex Sea Dweller, a white gold Lang 1, and the Vacheron Overseas dual time. All right, never mind. He's back. Okay, so let me give you this hypothetical scenario.
Bro. You started talking about watches without me. That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Let me give you the scenario. You're a manager at Target, right? You get an African American, whether it's man or woman, you pick, comes in very well dressed, very articulated, and then you get a Caucasian, man or woman, doesn't matter, come in like not very well dressed, shirt has a stain on it, tie's all fucking crooked, whatever. Who are you hiring?
I'm a strong believer when you're trying to sell yourself, you should be presentable. So
there you go, right? Number one. So let's flip it now. If it's the other way around, who are you hiring?
Same thing,
right? Because that okay, cool.
Yeah.
So why don't we start?
Racist, Jay.
Why don't we start teaching our kids, like when you go on a fucking interview, there's a way you need to present yourself.
I agree.
So guess what? Like if you want to have purple hair, great and dandy for you, but purple hair might not be the best thing for you to get hired. I don't care what part of the community you fall on, but purple hair might not be fucking ideal for you to get hired. Or let's say long sleeve tattoos, right? People are not about it, not yet. So you can't just come in and sporting your tattoos because some people don't like that. They're automatically going to assume things about you. So why don't you just play by the rules the way they are, get hired, prove to them that you're without you, the team cannot do, and then show your tattoos. Then get your purple hair. Because they know, you know what, we're going to let you have the purple hair because you bring in fucking value to this company. Prove to yourself. Because see, this is the problem. I think a bunch of people are just so fucking entitled. I deserve this. I deserve that. For what? You as an employee will never get paid what you deserve. Because if you got what you deserve, you got paid what you deserve, that means that employer would not make any money. Think about it. I always have to pay you less than what you deserve for me to make money. Mm-hmm. Sorry, that's what it is. And if you don't like that, when you build $1 billion fucking dollar company, then you do whatever fuck hiring you want to do. Sorry. You know what I mean? That's what drives me fucking insane.
Let's wrap up here in a second. Guys, we already past our, 2-hour mark almost.
Yeah, we're almost at 2.
Yeah, I should get so fucking riled up. Look at that vein about to pop.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for coming and watching.
What do you have about the watches, bro?
Oh, watches?
We didn't do watches or the cars. Okay. At least watches and cars. Okay. You got a fucking car connoisseur here. Not a watch connoisseur. Quickly skim through this, but then we got to do the car segment as well. Okay.
So we got a neo vintage 40mm Rolex Sea Dweller.
Oh, I thought you said new vintage. Like, that's kind of
Neo
an oxymoron.
What is
there,
what does neo vintage mean?
Neo vintage. It's kind of vintage.
Neo is new, right?
Is Neo new?
Yeah.
I thought Neo
Is
that's
that
about
not an
Neo
oxymoron right there? Like new and vintage doesn't vintage?
Yeah,
New.
new, recent, revive. Yeah.
Okay, and can you go to vintage meaning real quick?
Yeah, it's an oxymoron.
That it's not new.
From the past, so new from the past. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Makes
So
sense.
it's like an homage that they came out with
There
to
you
the
go,
vintage
yeah.
$2.
Why didn't they just use the word homage?
But see, the
Right.
thing is with these watches that don't have that like the big eye, the magnification, they can't sell them as much.
Oh, the Cyclops.
What was that?
The Cyclops
The
eye.
Cyclops.
It just people don't like them because that's not indicative of Rolex. When you say Rolex, everybody thinks about that big Cyclops eye.
Yeah.
So they're not that popular, and it is a sea dweller, which means you can dive with this motherfucker pretty deep.
Which
They
I'm
make
sure- I'm sure a
go
lot
up,
of people
Miggy.
do.
Yeah.
Go up, Miggy. I want to
Yeah, okay.
take a. They still make the sea dwellers with hold cases. I'm surprised.
Well, that's where the neo vintage comes in, I guess, huh?
Maybe they did the hold case because it's the old vintage watch. Basically, newer Rolexes don't have the holes on the outside of the lugs. Yeah, they make them differently. I think starting like 2006, 2007.
So that's Breitling.
It's
But you know
Breitling.
me and Breitling. I don't not my.
See,
I don't
but
fuck with them.
scroll up. This is like Doctor's Breitling.
Mhm.
This is the same one Doctor has, different colors and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not big on Breitling. It's not my.
I don't
Cup
like
of tea.
the thickness of the watch.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking thick.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a
So,
beautiful watch.
yeah.
It's probably one. Of
I
the-
like Alon because they make like statement pieces. Like
This
it's
is
just
all
mad
handmade.
different, just mad different, and it's like of the highest quality.
It's German. It's not from Switzerland. Look at the fucking bejeweled in the back.
I really like the Vacheron. This is a dual time zone.
Do these things tell you your blood pressure like mine?
No.
Ah, shut up, dickhead. You don't need to charge it. I mean, you kind of do, but
It's funny. So
do.
I started wearing watches like in middle school, and I would wear a watch every day, and I didn't take it off actually, like go to sleep and everything.
Nice
And
tan
then-
line.
Yeah, I had the straight up tan
Yeah.
line right here. As a 12-year-old kid, and
That's awesome. Good for you, man.
and
That's a classy 12.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it was it had a leather strap and everything.
Oh,
my first
sweet,
watch, yeah.
can you imagine the rancid smell of that fucking leather?
Bro,
strap
yes,
after-
I still remember. It's funny that you say that. I still remember the smell of that shit when it
But
got
that
old.
shit's so bad.
Especially if you would sweat, like, oh my god, leather starts to stink like
Yeah.
shit. But then, anyways,
That's
I
one
wore,
of the reasons I don't wear my Seiko anymore, because that leather, oh my god, I put it on the next
I wore
day.
watches for a couple years straight. No, probably 3 or 4. And then in high school, I just stopped wearing watches completely. Like walk around bare.
Did you
and
get
then
bullied over it one time? Or
No,
was there a reason why?
so the strap
Batteries
broke.
ran out.
No, the strap broke and batteries.
There you
That's
go.
exactly what it is.
Inconvenienced. Yeah.
Inconvenience, and so I stopped wearing them and I got not used to it. And then I started with the Apple Watch because I had to get it because
You
I
had the
wanted to track
Mazda
my
thing
heart.
in there.
I was having this weird problem, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And thank God nothing was wrong. It was like they say that there's this weird effect that happens in young men that like your heart sometimes will get this weird communication with every time you have like a gut problem that has this what's the parasympathetic or whatever effect bullshit. Apparently happens a lot of times in men my age, and it's just something that goes away. Thank God. But I started wearing the Apple Watch, and then I became friends with this guy. And so now, watch this time.
So
I don't wear the Apple Watch at all anymore. Maybe just to
Gotcha.
go to sleep. I like tracking my sleep sometimes, but
That's what I got this thing for. I got the Aura ring.
Yeah,
that's
how
what
is
I
that?
that's
Talk
what
to
I
me about
want to
that.
get.
You guys see the new Samsung cock ring?
What?
A what?
I don't want to see this.
What does
Not
it give
an
you? A
actual cock ring.
strike?
It's just like a fucking Aura ring.
Okay. Why'd you call it a cock ring?
Because it looks like a fucking cock ring, dude.
Okay,
I don't even know
Samsung
what
ring.
one of those look
Cock
like.
ring.
Hey, Jill.
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Aura ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miggy.
You
I
mean
don't know.
cock ring, Miggy? Come on.
What websites you been visiting, Miggy?
Bro, come on. Tell me that's not a cock ring.
I don't know what they look like, but if you say,
See, I want to
Alright,
find.
Look, I'm gonna show you.
that's cool as shit. How do you like it?
Cock ring.
So it's supposed to be for your index finger.
Come on, dog.
Jill got me it for my ring finger because I always forget to put my wedding ring on.
Yeah.
And
You should tell her it's a professional hazard.
This reminds me on the app that says, "Hey, do you want to put your ring on today and like track your stuff?" I'm like,
How
yeah, crap.
often you gotta charge it?
So I charge it when I take a shower. That's it, and it stays at 100%. A whole day of use, it's at like 95%.
Oh,
at the end
shit.
of the day. Yeah.
So that should probably last over a week.
Oh,
So
yeah,
would you
well over a
suggest
week.
getting that? Because I was thinking about getting
Me
something
too.
that can
I would
track.
say yes,
too.
but for the actual index.
Which one would you say is better though? Because there's a bunch of them now. Like there's different kinds. I even
I
tried
don't
to
know.
look
I've
into
only
it.
ever tried this one. This is from all the research though. Like the best
Most
thing
likely.
about this is tracking sleep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I want to get something because like I said, I was an Apple Watch user and now I switched to the traditional watches, but I still want something to track all my shit, right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking either the Whoop watch because I know like Ozzy.
That's what I've heard is really good, especially for like if you work out. Yeah, like this,
Whoop is
you
like
can
the
see
monthly,
like
yeah.
you can see it's like scratch and everything. That's because I work out with it sometimes. I've gotten to the point where I take it off and like in my car when I'm working out because the Apple Watch will do all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it'll scratch and like it sucks to.
Yeah, but does that one have a subscription?
Yeah,
it does.
$5 a month.
$5 a month.
That's not bad because I know Whoop is like 30 or something like that.
Oh shoot, for real?
Yeah, 30, 35.
No, so Whoop is like $200 every 2 years. I think is what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's what it comes out.
Okay.
To.
So that's less than $10 a month.
So the way Whoop works is this is what I like about Whoop actually. So you go and you buy the band right for $200-300 whatever, and it comes with the first 2 years of the subscription.
Oh, okay.
And then you just pay every 2 years after that. I think they have a 1 year option as well. But the cool thing about Whoop is like, let's say my shit breaks or it gets lost or something like that. They'll send me another one, and they'll send me the most recent updated version.
Because I know
Whoop incentivizes you to break it.
Because I know Whoop you can wear. It's unnoticeable, almost unnoticeable if you wear it for jujitsu.
But nah, you can't wear anything.
You can.
If anything, the ring.
Tuck it on the inside.
The ring. The ring is probably the best thing for you.
That's too hard.
It's mad injury prone, because I've heard rings can get stuck places when you're doing jiu-jitsu. But I think that's probably the one that's gonna be at most out of the way. I mean, maybe the armband if it's flat
it's
enough.
It's an armband, and then you go inside.
Okay.
Inside, but or because chest.
Bro, one time
here,
Ozzy forgot to
cavity.
Ozzy forgot to take off his Whoop band on the wrist one time. That shit all across my face. I was like, cut the Whoop band. And then he's like, okay, I'll take it off. I was like, take it off now. Take it off right now. Yeah, that was funny.
You go to that Mazda article because I thought it's pretty interesting. Mazda tuning engineering was dedicated to unusual engine technology.
It's like the rotary engine. New rotary coming.
Well, they're saying
that's what I like about Mazda. They try to
going back.
Think outside the box.
Yeah, the first excerpt said that they're going back in time.
Yeah, rotary engines are a key feature of Mazda vehicles such as RX-7, RX-8.
So, do you think they're gonna make a rotary engine that's actually gonna be?
No, rotary cannot last in today's market. Sadly,
they
sound nasty.
What about a hybrid? Would that even be a thing?
Would they make the rotary engine reliable? Because you would need to rebuild that bitch after 70,000 miles.
This is saying a rotary EV system.
Oh shit!
I would not mind riding.
They're engineering.
If they produce that car, bro.
I would actually engineering new rotary engines. No way.
I would drive that car with pride with that Mazda sign right in front of it if the car looked like that.
Did you see the new RX concept that they came out with?
Mm-mm.
Like homage to the RX-7? No, not that one.
Oh, really?
There's a different one. That's got the pop. It's got pop-up headlights.
Do we? Oh, good.
Yeah, me too. It looks good. The pop-up headlights look good.
What do you think about? I mean, when I hear something like this, I think about how the Supra went from what it was to what it is now. I don't like that.
Me neither, because of the whole BMW platform. That's my only problem with it.
You know, I like the GTR, like the new one. Like it doesn't look anything like the old one, but it's got its own like
it's got
badassery about it.
I think what's really important about the GTR is that they kept the Skyline kind of line alive in Japan still, right? So you still had the Infinities or Skylines in Japan, right? And so I think because they kept that alive, they kept the culture behind Nissan alive with the 350Zs and the G35s and stuff. And so when the GTR came back, it was like, oh, finally we got the GTR back. And then it came with the fucking nasty motor, you know.
Yeah, but then they priced it at $100,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Supra is at least
wait. But you can't. I'm sorry, you can't compare a new GTR to the new Supra.
No,
it's got like 200 horsepower more,
but it's also like.
And it's way
more. It's way heavier, bigger.
It's way bigger. It's way heavier. You can't compare those cars. They're not comparable anymore. Back in the day, they were, but not. I feel like they're not very comparable anymore. price range, power,
That's
weight.
a Lexus right there.
It's
like the old
Yes,
Supras
yes.
you didn't have any sign of a Lexus in it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a Lexus.
Yeah,
Lexus,
you're right.
Lexus
You're right.
engineers put that
It
together.
is a Lexus. What do you think of the GR Corolla? I like it. I just think it's too
I don't think-
expensive.
I haven't seen it.
So they came out with the new Corolla hatchback that's got a 3-cylinder turbo with 300 horsepower.
Is this out there already?
Yes.
I saw one the other
haven't seen one
day.
of these. No.
Yeah,
So
GR
one the other day
Corolla.
for the first time.
My only problem with it is the 3-cylinder, so you're never gonna make it sound good. But besides that, I think it's really cool.
And it's a small fucking
I like
car.
I like a good
Like,
hatchback.
see, cars like this,
too.
they're fun, but they should
As
be
you
a
can
little
see
more
outside.
affordable. Like that car is a fucking $40,000-$50,000 car.
So yeah, starting off base model is 35,000 for the fucking thing, and then if you want like the Circuit GR, so the normal GR 35, right? And then there's the top notch Circuit edition, $45,000 starting off. So you're paying 50 plus.
That's a grown man car. Like, what grown man is gonna
Gonna
buy
get a
that with
Corolla.
family,
I
you know
agree.
what I mean?
I'll get a Corolla. I'm 22 years old, but someone with $50,000 money doesn't get a Corolla.
No.
Right.
No, but I could get like that. Go back to that.
That
fucking
blue's
RX.
sick.
Go,
That
go
blue
back to
is
that
sick.
RX. That red RX you had on there, bro. I would definitely ride one of those. Like I could see myself driving one of those. That looks nice. But then again, like, you know, I would need to understand like if this is reliable, because I don't want to rebuild the fucking engine after.
Yeah, but this is a
70,000
prototype they came out with.
Yeah,
the RX Vision. Yeah.
I don't know if they can make it. Go to the very last picture in that row. Top.
Yeah, but that's like a...
No, not this. Go back. Yeah, that one. If they
Oh,
can,
that one,
if they
okay.
can put that out, I'd be down to, like, you wouldn't tell me you wouldn't drive.
Those are
this.
some of the old '90s curves.
Yeah.
I was about to say I don't like the curvature of the
Go to inside,
body
interior.
on the top half of the
I like
car.
the doors, man. Those like suicide doors. Interior very basic, which I like a lot. You know what I mean?
I hate that.
No.
Look at that radio. Is that a '90s radio? Like that you
Bruh,
can remove with it?
You got a Tesla
You
with
can-
one screen in
Bro,
it.
go back to that radio. Look at that radio. It looks like you can just. It's one you can take out with you.
You
You're
do
not
You
wrong.
don't want to
probably.
get to. You
not
don't want it
wrong.
robbed.
It's got the handle and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
It's not very friendly if you got a girlfriend next to you. You know, on a rolling
I am
ride.
really a big fan of car companies still to this day adopting Alcantara into their interior. I really like that, like the race inspired.
Yeah, this one. Go back
interior.
one picture. See, this is those pop up
headlights. Yeah. I think that if they were to ever bring pop-up headlights back, I would love it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all of it for today.
Oh, so Emily was saying she wants an Aura ring. Whoops sells straps for your body as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone who came to watch, guys. Thank you for Matt for joining us tonight.
Yeah, man.
Very smart
Thanks
man.
for
here.
Congrats on this success. Oh, one more last question. This thing in Miami, is it just for marketing, or can anybody go? Because, you know, we're trying to grow the YouTube channel. You know what I mean? I don't know
Yeah,
how
it's
much.
for digital marketing agencies, pretty much exclusively. So
Would that be a benefit to go to that, as far as somebody that's doing YouTube and things like that? What do you think?
no, it's not for.
Yeah, no.
It's for people that sell digital marketing
gotcha.
services
Gotcha.
to other
Gotcha.
companies. Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you everyone. Make sure to like and subscribe. Check out Vitality. See you guys next week.
And check out Matt's channel. It's both are in there. Shoot to Thrill Media and Lawn and Land Marketing is in there as well, guys. Please check out, subscribe to all of those. He does put out some good videos on there, if anything, because you definitely know an amigo that has a job like that, they might use him.